side. A man is open. It is caught again. It's Day. Kecker gonna let it rip. It's Keegan in the end zone. Looking for the first down and more. He's at midfield. He's got the step along the sideline. Sullivan Sanchez, the reception. He put it on the turf. 19 seconds. Jump ball, far side. Nichols, two-hand grab. Drop back, looks to his left, throws. He's got a man. It is caught. Touchdown, Plymouth. And Quentin Wimmer, one man to beat, makes him miss. Stiff arms at the goal line and tumbles in. The ball is out. And Londonderry has it at the 25-yard line. Himself left side, turns the corner, down the sideline, breaks a tackle. Inside the 20, down to the 10. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Amherst. Sundown in southern New Hampshire, a perfect time to get our second game of a doubleheader underway. It's the Souhegan Sabres taking on the Bishop Guertin Cardinals in a cross-divisional matchup. BG fell on the road in week 1 to Merrimack. They're hungry for their first win. Souhegan anxious to test themselves against a Division I opponent after shutting out the defending D2 champs a week ago, Hollis Brookline, by a score of 20-0. Good evening, folks. Welcome here to Souhegan High. I'm Nick Anastas with Steve Beals. Both teams finishing up the preparations down on the field. We are minutes away from football, Steve. Really a battle between two of the better young minds on the sidelines. Third-year head coach John Tertiani Jr. for the Cardinals. Souhegan's, of course, is led by fourth-year head coach Robin Boquette.
You know, the situation here is Souhegan just did such a good job cleaning up Hollis Brookline the other night. How good is Hollis Brookline? We don't really know. That's one of those things about the beginning of the season. But there's no question when you hear the review of the game that Souhegan looks strong. Good coaching staff. Boquette has a good history. I was talking to John Trisciani Sr. earlier, and he knows Boquette pretty well and speaks very highly of him. And John doesn't do that often, so it's got to mean something, right? Mike Bellevue, offensive coordinator, years and years of success and experience, knows how to go from a spread offense very quickly. He can assess the game and go to a running offense. He knows his stuff. So good coaching there. This Souhegan program appears to be on the rise and in good shape. As far as the BG is concerned, this is the year that looks kind of like the rubber band year, Nick, where young John Trisciani just came into this thing, I think it was in the 20s as far as the players that he had, and he just did an unbelievable job of maintaining the program, making sure it survived, and, wound up, putting a decent field on the team. He got really struggled the first year. Guys came back. That's the key. That means they like the staff and they like the coaching. This year, 72, third year into it, 72 players on BG. I think this is the turnaround and the beginning of it all. Here's Mike Bellevue. Mike, great to see you. We were just bragging about you on the air. Yeah, Mike just came up to see us. That's awful nice of you, Mike. And like I said, years and years of experience.
Well, an interesting dynamic really with both of these two teams' coaching staffs. You got the young guy out in front, kind of the old lion behind the scenes. Yes. You mentioned John Tertiani Jr. He's got a little extra time, his father, Senior. John Senior's got a little extra time with St. Anselm not playing this fall. Of course, he's a longtime member of that coaching staff. John
Senior with extra time. That's a scary thought. So now the son is keeping him going, keeping him busy.
Right.
And John's helping out up in the press box tonight, helping with some play calling. And I'm sure that'll be a strong assistant.
Yeah, he's definitely a good guy to have in the fold, period. And then, of course, you mentioned Coach Mike Bellevue brought 4 state championships at the D3 level to Souhegan before retiring for a couple of years. Joined me in the media, actually, for a moment. And then
did you ever really believe that retirement? I never did.
No, because it was apparent he felt the itch, so to speak. He joined up with Memorial for a moment as one of the assistant coaches, and then went up to Merrimack Valley.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And
Conval.
Oh, Conval, excuse me. I was confused, those two.
Yep.
Yes, he was an assistant coach with
Conval.
Yep. And, full circle has come back here to Souhegan, of course, where he coached his sons and brought home some hardware. So Robin Boquette is the guy, though, as you mentioned, Steve, 4 years on the job now. He's a 2001 graduate
of Souhegan.
Yep.
He's made a lot of stops around the way, including at the aforementioned St. Anselm, where he worked with John Tertiani Sr. So there's the connection.
And John speaks, as I said, very highly of him. Mike Delview, just getting back to him, a lot of people, a lot of young men, he had a major impact in their lives, developing them as football players. And, you think of the Lapham at BC, and you think of so many players that have come through here. Had some great assistant coaches as well. Mark Renard, outstanding coach, very involved in the junior high program, was president. I worked under him for a while, and he's just a terrific guy, very knowledgeable about the game of football, former player himself, college player. There's just a lot of football culture here in Souhegan, and Mike's always been right at the center of it, and it's good to see him back on the sideline.
Both of these two teams like to throw the football as well, and really mirror each other in a lot of ways.
They do. We kind of go from a couple teams that, Londonderry does pass the ball, but they like to run the ball too. We saw that today. Obviously, Salem, this is a very different game tonight with two shred offenses where they spread and shred, and they're looking to create lanes down the field and get physical matchups where they feel that the offensive receiver has an advantage, whether it be height, strength, route, speed, whatever. And that's what the upstairs is going to be looking for, and you've got two coaches here who specialize in that. It's going to be a fun game to watch, Nick.
It really should. Temperatures should hold up, although the sun is starting to set here. A little bit of the chill may settle in as this game gets underway, but for right now, the sun's still out. Gorgeous earlier this afternoon. As we were over in Londonderry, we saw the Lancers shut out the Salem Blue Devils 16-0. If you want to watch that full broadcast, it's available, of course, on our YouTube channel, FNL-NH Media. Again, that's FNL-NH Media. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com. Well, there is BG on the far side of the field. They just had their final pregame message, and it looks like they're about ready to get going. Souhegan on the near sideline in their home black uniforms. They're about ready to go as well. Another familiar face down on the sideline is Tom King of the Nashua Telegraph giving us a salute. We'll speak with Tom on Monday night during our FNL Rewind show. That's an hour every Monday, live at 5 Eastern. Tom will join us. Coach Boquette will join us. We'll speak with Coach Tertiani as well. A jam-packed show coming up Monday at 5. That's every Monday at 5 on FNL Rewind, presented by Beals Insurance.
Getting back to BG, one of the things that in just talking to the coach at BG was that they've got their freshman team is very solid, so that's always good. Some of the underclassmen, pretty solid group coming up. That is something that BG has wanted back for a long time, and that is kind of going from the 30 to the 30, so to speak, as far as players and numbers, and
really
they work off of that. It's really good to see.
Good to see, because it seemed like the program was really, frankly, on life support for a moment there. It looked dark, only 22, 25 players, and they were losing, and people were unhappy, and now it seems like Coach Trish has steadied the ship, so to speak, and the participation looks great. As you said, 30-30, 72 players in uniform today.
And their starting quarterback, which I believe is Ryan McCabe, I was watching him throw the ball out here. Actually, there was 3 quarterbacks, every one of them firing the balls. I mean, you're not going to be a BG quarterback unless you can fire the ball. Same on the other one, but we got the anthem, I guess.
Yes, we'll step aside for the national anthem.
That's a nice anthem there, Nick. I love when it's done that way.
Done well.
Yes, sir.
All right. The officials are going to get these team captains together. I believe, Steve, as you mentioned off air, it's senior night tonight.
I believe it is.
I believe, but
accelerated senior nights everywhere across the board because you don't know if you're going to get a game week to next. So
they want to get it in early.
They want to get it in early. Can't say I blame them.
We saw Londonderry do it last week in week 1.
But the cooperation and the production of the school system staff and the fans and everything else, Nick, has just been really good to see because everybody wants this to continue. And the social distancing and the masks and everything else, everybody is trying to do whatever they can to keep this going, and so far, so good. Yeah. It's good to see. What a country we have. The desire of free Americans to get back to the free things that we do from day to day, it's really good to see, and it feels good.
Sense of normalcy, for sure. And as we know, football,
we need more of it.
Big part of the American fabric, for sure.
Yes. Captains out there.
4 on each side.
One of the things you were talking about earlier, I thought the officiating in the first game, Nick, was outstanding. I thought they didn't interject themselves in the game at all. Conference when necessary, didn't when they didn't.
Yep.
And I thought all of the calls were, you didn't see anybody complaining about the calls. The officiating in the state of New Hampshire in football has just been something to watch the last 3 or 4 years as they continue to improve their craft all the time and make good decisions on the field.
All right, it looks like Souhegan won the toss, and they're going to defer, which is the popular trend.
Well, if you live within 50 miles of Patriot Stadium, Bill Belichick, you know, you're going to defer.
Right. So Sabres are going to kick this thing off to the Cardinals to begin with. Of course, BG in their road whites, as you can see, with the gold helmets, gold pants, and green trim. All right. Souhegan, they looked good a week ago. They handed the Cavaliers a 20-0 defeat. Hollis Brookline had come in as the defending D2 champs, and now Coach Boquette's crew anxious to test themselves tonight against a D1 team.
So impressed.
And BG, who also comes in with their backs to the wall a little bit in the early season. They fell last week 21-14 at Merrimack.
So impressed with Hollis Brookline coming, with that championship game with pouring rain, Nick, and they're all a spread offense, and what they must have done in those 2 weeks or a week to get ready for that game, and they just ran the ball, and I believe it was who did they play? Was it Plymouth? Plymouth, yeah, it was Plymouth, and Plymouth was just expecting the passing attack, and they didn't get it, and you got to give them a lot of credit. Hollis Brookline did a great job. So to beat them with that level, like Hollis Brookline's got to have something, right?
And of course, Souhegan was just a game away from playing in that championship. They made the semifinals, and frankly exceeded a lot of folks' expectations.
Yes,
a season ago. So they obviously did not miss a beat. A 20-0 win. Can they do it now against a D1 team? Is the underlying question here.
It's only going to make them better.
Off.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you want to beat the be the best, you got to beat the best, so to speak.
Well, Trinity's done it periodically for years, going against D1 teams, and they were D4.
Yep, they were D3 in week 1, and they beat Concord to open up the season. All right, on the return, near side, with some room, out to the near sideline and up almost to the 40, goes the Bishop Guertin return man, Brandon Callahan, the senior. Got some good blocks, took advantage, and he hands his offense pretty good starting field position officially at their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, I chose the right lane, Nick. I thought if he had cut up field and went back inside, he might have even got more yardage. But one thing you did see is as soon as he got wrapped up there, he wrapped up that ball pretty tight. So he is getting a little bit nippier here, so be interesting to see if the condensation gets on the ball.
Yeah, it looks like the sun has gone below the tree line.
Frost on the piggy.
And really a shadow is stretched now over the entire field. So here comes Bishop Guertin, ready to cook. Quarterback Dylan Santasuoso, one of the members of the basketball team as well. He is in the shotgun here to open up things as the quarterback. Charlie Bellavance, the sophomore, standing to his right. The handoff, though, is a stretch to Callahan. Callahan, the return man a moment ago, fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackled out of bounds by Mitch Hauser, the linebacker. 10. And, yeah, you mentioned Luke Manning as well, another one of the Mannings. We've heard that name, of course, over the years. Older brothers played here
That might have been Jake Civiello. Was that Civiello or was that number 10, Luke Manning? They shirts looked the same.
Well, there's a couple guys.
Whoever it was, they did it
in
right.
that area. Mitch Hauser as well. So here comes 2nd down and 9 with the ball officially at their own 40-yard line. Sanasuoso facing a blitz, takes a shotgun snap, fakes, does hand it off. Left side is Callahan. Lowers that right shoulder. Picks up an extra yard after the contact out across the 45. However, there is a flag in the backfield.
Either motion or holding, probably.
First penalty of the game. And it looks like it's going to come against the offense, holding against BG.
Yep. Didn't see it, Nick, but one thing I did see is Callahan lowering his shoulder and not afraid to go upfield, that's for sure.
Yeah, he lowered the boom, as they say.
I'm sure we'll see more of that.
So the hold is going to back the Cardinals inside their own 30 to the 28-yard line.
So costly.
They've got to get all the way to midfield, basically, the 49, their own 49, to get a first down.
Left tackle looks about 6'5", Nick. I want to see what his...
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's a big guy.
Height is not listed on our sheet, however. 2nd down and 21. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Sanasuoso going to take a high snap and tuck and run. Down the middle, he'll push the pile himself across the 30, rolls to the 34-yard line, was met in the hole by the Sabres' Michael Maroon, one of the senior defensive linemen. So they stay on the ground on 2nd and long. Set up here what looks like a 3rd down and 15 from their own 34-yard line. BG trying to overcome an early holding penalty and pick up the first down here.
I think you'll see him probably go pretty conservative here, Nick. That's a long way to go.
2 receivers each side. Sanasuoso with Callahan to his left. Fakes the snap, or I guess barks the cadence, and now Coach Trish going to change things up. Sanasuoso is ready. 3-step drop, looking left, throwing down the seam. He's got a man. It's complete for a first down. That's Callahan.
Callahan looks like quite an athlete, Nick. He stretched the field out. Cornerback was playing way off of him and thought he was going to keep going deep, and then he just cut across the field and McCabe threw a strike.
3rd time he's touched the ball early on. That's his first catch, and it's a good one. It goes for nearly 20 and a first down. Sanasuoso with Bellavance to his left. They give to Bellavance. Going to try and bounce it outside, find some room off tackle. Looking for the sideline now inside the 40. He's going to be spun down near the first down marker.
Well, there's a school, Nick, on keeping your feet moving right there. He was able to keep the feet moving, and the tackler fell off of the tackle, and he broke loose, and that's what what happens when you do it right.
Great second effort by Bellavance. It goes for 12 and a first down. LBG in a little bit of a rhythm now after a rocky start. They've picked up back-to-back first downs. They stay on the ground with Bellavance. Again, a right side run, and he's wrestled down by Maroon.
Yeah, right play there, Nick, was for Sanasuoso to keep the ball. He probably should not. I'd like to have that one back, I think, because the whole left side had opened up for him.
No gain. And officially a 2nd and 10 on the way. We're 2 minutes in here. The scoreless first quarter, opening drive for Bishop Guertin.
Surprised the lights aren't on yet.
Yeah, sunset is coming fast.
Yeah.
And we'll be under the lights, I'm sure, before long. Sanasuoso slowing things down. Coach Tertiani flashing the signs. And now Sanasuoso ready with a high snap. Another keeper up the middle. Hit initially by Maroon. And then finished off by Ryan Charest in the hole. Charest, the senior, with his first tackle. The run goes for 1 yard. 3rd down and 9 on the way.
Defensive line of Souhegan's doing a great job. Right now it's 3-on-5, and they're able to close. They're double gapping right now because they're getting separation from the offensive line.
3rd and 9, 3 minutes in. Sanasuoso looks ready. Senior barking the cadence. Bellavance to his left in the gun. Takes a snap, quick throw. It's a screen. Callahan tries to make a man miss, but he's tripped up. Good defensive play. Got him low. That was Jake Civiello, the senior.
Looks like he's going for it.
On the stop. And let's see what do we got here, Steve. They got about 2 there. I'd say 4th and 7.
It looks about all of that. 4th and 8, I'd say. But, they're down to the 40-yard line. I think Coach Trish, feels with that passing attack that he can get some open field here.
Yeah, kind of in no man's land as well.
Worked for him last time.
Yep. Ball at the Souhegan 35-yard line. Officially, it's a 4th and 9. Two receivers, strong side to the right. Snap, Sanasuoso backpedaling, looking, throwing, and intercepted along the far sideline. Nobody open. Souhegan going to make him pay. This one picked off back to the middle. This is Civiello, and he's finally wrestled down at the 30-yard line. Well, a big tackle a moment ago by Jake Civiello. Well, I have the wrong number. I'm sorry, that's Luke Manning. That's Luke Manning on the interception, number 10, not number 18.
I had the same problem. I couldn't make out the jersey. They're very close. But situation there, that sometimes you win with zone, sometimes you lose. You throw the ball like that, zone's going to win every single time because he was right within the area of responsibility that he went right into his hands, and what a heck of a run back.
So a turnover on fourth down. Souhegan runs it all the way back to the BG 29-yard line, which is where they will begin their first drive. Out of the shotgun snap, they're going to go deep. Austin Jane, the quarterback, throws an interception in the end zone.
Yes.
This one is picked off for a touchback. Chase Armorall, the sophomore, saw it the whole way, comes up with the interception, and now BG is going to get the football right back at their own 20-yard line.
Well, I think they thought Manning had such a height advantage, Nick, he could throw into double coverage, but not when it's overthrown like that. I mean, if you're going to do that and you've got such a height advantage over the DBs, you've got to make sure that the throw is on target and reachable. Otherwise, only bad things can happen. That's exactly what happened for Souhegan there.
Well, it's Matt Sanasuoso on the interception. Dylan is the quarterback who now takes over for the Cardinals. So a family affair there.
Yes.
Impacting the game early for BG. No score, exactly 4 minutes in. Already a couple of interceptions. And now back to Bellavance on the ground on 1st and 10. Cardinals trying to stretch it out, but nothing there along the edge. Again, Maroon already with 3 tackles. Was right there at the edge to give him a bear hug.
Yeah, Souhegan's doing a great job of getting separation. They're holding the offensive line, and they're also getting separation from it so they can sit there and ride the line, wait for the turn up field, and they're in great position with squared hips to tackle. So well-coached defensive line here for Souhegan.
A lot of size down there as well. You take a look at the nose tackle, Dexter Healy, one of the seniors. He's arguably the biggest guy on the field. They're going to go right at him, though. Tripped up in the hole, not much.
Yeah, he held him pretty good, though.
Looked like Healy was eating up a lot of the space there. And then Sanasuoso was finished off by Maroon, who has been a ball hawk early on for Souhegan in the middle of that defense.
If you're the
44 in black.
If you're the offensive line that's got responsibility for him, boy, you've got your work cut out for you today.
Yeah. All right. 3rd down and 9 as we approach the midway point, first period. Rolling left, Sanasuoso, eyes downfield. Nice. He's got a man at the stick, and a first down is on the way for BG. That's Luke Korakukulos, the junior.
Yeah, Sanasuoso
there in the zone.
Sanasuoso did a nice job there. It's always the most difficult to roll out on your weak side. He did that, and the key of that, Nick, was he had the wherewithal to square his hips, set himself, and throw it and fire it. High percentage pass, cut the first down.
Yep. Across the 30, they mark him at the 32-yard line. That's the first catch for Korkuokos. And now again, BG going to take up as much of the play clock really as they can. They've been real casual between snaps. Left side run, Sanasuoso going to keep those legs turning.
Yep.
And lean forward across the 35 up to the 36 for about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
We're going to be playing in the dark here pretty shortly. Those lights take 15 minutes to get on, Nick, so we'll have to open up some lighters here or something to get going.
All right. And we're now inside the 6-minute mark. And again, BG getting their instructions directly from the sideline, ready to go here. And again, a 4-receiver set. Handoff. It's a new running back as Hunter Reum gets his first carry, the sophomore protecting the football with 2 arms. Picks up some more positive yardage to set up what looks like a 3rd and 5 on the way.
Great lateral movement here by the defense, both sides. Coach Trisciani seems to want to pick apart the left. So far it's not working too well, but they're getting a few yards, but got a 3rd and 5 here, thereabouts. But watching Souhegan, pretty athletic and pretty well trained here, straddling the line.
Coming up on 5 minutes, BG has had the ball the entire quarter except for 1 snap. Sanasuoso with a hard count. Now it looks like he wants to change up the play. Coach Trish flashes the signals on the far side. Callahan goes in motion to the far side. Snap is taken high. Pump fake, rollout. Off the back foot. This one is caught. But was he out of bounds? Officials say no catch. He was out of bounds.
Yep.
Good idea, but not quite, as Korkolokos couldn't at least get one in there. So incomplete, like fourth down on the way.
Looked like he was checking off to the left here, looking for a receiver. I didn't really see who he was looking for. I don't know, maybe that was by design, Nick, but had to really release that ball a little sooner than that.
Well, fourth down and short. Not really short. 4th and 4 officially. Sanasuoso backs up. He's going to pooch punt it.
I like the call.
Nobody back for Souhegan. It's going to take a BG roll inside the 30, down near the 20, before it's blown dead at the 21-yard line. So good punt, no return.
Yeah.
Second series on the way for the Souhegan offense after turning the ball over after just one snap.
Yeah, they were going for all the money there last play, and it cost him through into double coverage. And, let's see what happens. I'm very interested to see the defensive line is matching up against BG's offensive line, as I said earlier, very well. Interested to see what their offensive line can do and how BG can respond to that.
All right. In the gun is Jane. Takes his second snap of the day and hands it off on a dive up the middle. Pretty good room to run. And that's close to a first down. Maybe about a yard or two short. First carry for Riley Lawhorn, one of the 13 or so seniors on the roster. No huddle. They do give Lawhorn a 1st and 10 after a 10-yard pickup. This time, though, no soup on the right side. A wall of white closing up the hole. Stop there made by Rayum as Lawhorn went nowhere. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yes. Not much. Sorry, that BG did a good job of stuffing the hole. Won't be surprised if you see a little pass our way out here, an out pattern our way.
Now, 2 receivers short side right, one all the way to the top of the screen. Man in motion, Jane going to hand off with a jet sweep here. This is Reese Colby looking for the edge, and he's shoved out of bounds, looks like shy of the 35-yard line.
I don't think he got it. Maybe he did. So hard to tell from there.
Yeah, it's tough from this vantage point here in the stands as well from our point of view. I think he's short, though, Steve. It should be 3rd and 1, I think, on the way.
Yep. They got 4th and 1 right now.
Oh, 4th and 1. Excuse me. Okay, so they did not pick up the first down on that initial run. They're going to keep it on a keeper as Jane trying to find something on the quarterback sneak.
This all depends on the spot.
Officials look at one another. They say, yes, first down. So a little bit of a roll of the dice there by Coach Boquette, going for it inside his own 35-yard line.
That was almost like the old-fashioned wedge play, Nick. Just student body center and go forward.
Yeah, we saw that Londonderry pull that off last week for a quick touchdown. Back to the air. First completion for Jane outside. And I'm trying to tell who made that catch. It may have been Civiello. It was. That's a first down. Civiello about 6'1". With a good grab there. Used his height to his advantage. Jane with a bullet there with that right arm throw. All right. Jane on a pitch. This is Lawhorn. Gets a block downfield and then gets knocked down by Sanasuoso.
Big hit by Sanasuoso.
That's the younger sophomore Sanasuoso, Matt, on the stick. He came up with the interception earlier.
Flag down. I don't know what that would be.
Oh, it's a towel, Steve.
Oh, okay.
It's a yellow towel.
Well, can't blame a guy for thinking that's a flag.
Well, in fact, the officials were caught off guard there for a moment.
They were all looking around. Whose flag is that?
Right.
I will call your attention. I hate to harp on this, but the light switch has not been turned on yet.
And it is kind of getting darker. There's a lot of dark clouds overhead.
Yep.
Coinciding with the sunset. So getting a little chillier here in the stands as well. Inside of 3 minutes opening quarter, still no score. Second drive for Souhegan. Sabres approaching midfield with a 1st and 10 from their own 46. And again, Coach Boquette kind of taking his time getting the play in. A lot of hand signals being flashed.
Boy.
And now ready
Cat
to go.
and mouse game.
Yeah, 3 receivers, 2 left side. There's a fullback on the field as well. That's Maroon. All right, in the pistol. Snap taken. Jane going to hand off. First carry for Mitch Hauser. And Hauser, who was active earlier on defense, brings it to midfield and picks up positive yardage, about 4 on that first down carry.
Souhegan got away with a hold there. They had a full double hand jersey holding the defensive lineman from going after the runner, and he got away with it. And you know what I say? Good for him.
Inside of 2 minutes now, first quarter. 4 down lineman for BG. Man in motion is Callahan. They give it to him. Another stretch run, cuts it up. Across midfield, looking for the 45. Won't quite get there.
Nope.
Spun down inbounds in front of the BG bench.
I think he's going to be a yard short.
Again, that's Matt Sanasuoso on the stop. He's been active. D-end over there involved as well for BG, Tim Kelleher.
Pretty speedy running back there. He's very shifty.
Yeah.
And was able to turn up. And
yeah, they've gotten the ball to Callahan a lot.
Yep.
2 handoffs and a catch already. Not to mention a punt return, kick return. Here's a screen, far side, and that's good for a first down on 3rd and short. Coach Bellevue up there in the crow's nest, high above the stands. The offensive coordinator called the right call there to move the sticks.
That was a nice call. I was just going to say, not only is it a screen, it's a fake screen. So it looked like he checked over to the left-hand side and kind of brought everybody off, and then he slid it out there and he got him the pass. Well-designed play.
I believe that was Hauser, the receiver.
Yes.
Final minute. 1st and 10. Souhegan moving the football. They go to Bauquet here, Lawhorn. Coach Bauquet calls Lawhorn's number. Stretch run again out to that far side. Not a whole lot there. In fact,
nothing.
A no-gainer.
Yeah, there we go.
Remember, this drive began back inside their own 20-yard line. Souhegan's first drive ended after an interception on the first play. All right, Jane fakes the handoff, 2 men in his face, throws a screen for the fullback. It's Maroon. Look out! Ran over Callahan on his way to picking up the first down. Finally ruled down at the 25-yard line. That's got the Souhegan sideline excited.
It's got me excited. Nothing like a tight end in the game of football. It's a great thing to have. That's 2 great calls by Coach Bellevue upstairs. They really like the way he's moving the ball down the field strategically here. And let me tell you, he lowered his shoulder and Callahan heard that, but he got right back up. Tough guy.
Maroon now in motion. Lined up as a wingback here on the right side. Jane going to throw. Jane looking. Going to avoid now a tackler, and he's spun out of bounds. Yeah, closed out very quickly by the Guertin linebacker, Jacob Baker, the sophomore, the first man there.
Yeah, he had 2 receivers down here. You got to throw that ball out of bounds, Nick. Make it look good, but get it out of there. That's a big loss right there on a nice drive going. Got to have the discipline to throw that ball for Souhegan.
Yeah, it ends up costing the Sabres about 5, maybe 6 yards.
Yeah, and it puts that really makes it a lot easier to defend.
Meanwhile, Maroon, who's been such a big part of both the Souhegan attack and on the defense, has been relegated to the sideline. He's got his helmet off, down on one knee, talking to the trainer. Meanwhile, Jane, another screen. Lawhorn back to the original line of scrimmage near sideline inside the 35, 25-yard line, where he's rattled down at about the 24, wrestled to the turf by Hunter Rayum.
Anytime, Nick, you got the defensive backfield really giving a lot off of the receivers, and then all of a sudden you're keeping back the line to protect the quarterback, you got to throw the screen. In that situation, the BG sending everybody on the line and creating a lot of space down the middle. Upstairs sees that, and they've been attacking it in multiple dimensions.
All right, that'll do it for the first quarter. A scoreless first quarter from Amherst. Teams will switch ends.
And it looks like we're not going to play in the dark.
No, the lights are on.
Lights are on.
They finally heeded your warning, and the juice is flowing.
I think the ref said something on the field earlier. I heard him going to the sideline, upstairs, looking upstairs and kind of pointing up there. So I think he had to turn them on. But, field's brightened right up right now. Looks like we're going to have 3 more quarters to call.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999. today. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Second part of our Saturday doubleheader. It's the Friday Night Lights game of the week. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. The channel is FNL Media. FNL Media on YouTube is the channel. We appreciate the subscriptions. And we welcome in the audience watching as well on ETV in Londonderry. They've lent us their best camera operator in Timo O'Neill, handling some of the videography duties along with Kristen Beals today. Of course, Ben Beals is on hand as well, running the show from behind the curtain. So a full-fledged effort here for 2 games on a Saturday. We're glad to have you with us.
And boy, we sure are. We appreciate all those from the greater Nashua ETV area. They called, station manager called us up and said they'd like to rerun it. Love doing it. Love having you with us. And we do other games at Stello as well as throughout the whole southern region and Division I. Love to have you tune in, check us out. So
3rd down and 7 as the second quarter begins. Souhegan trying to extend a drive that began inside their own 20. Already chewed up some clock here. Jane with the tailback Lawhorn to his left. They pitch to Lawhorn, looking for the edge. Now going to cut back, looking for a seam. He got cracked inside the 25-yard line. Picked up a few, but still is short. That's Rocco Geraci, the sophomore, on the stop.
Yeah, he brought it. Defensive is getting quicker now. Kind of working together as a unit better on the BG side. They're looking good right now. Got to look for that screen pass coming out because that's where most of the yardage has come from on this drive.
4th and 5. Souhegan going to go for it. Jane is in trouble and he's sacked.
They're motivated right now, Nick.
BG going to win this round as Tim Kelleher really starting to get himself involved. Got himself a big sack there.
Yep.
And a big stop. We'll give BG the football back. So a lengthy drive by Souhegan comes up empty. And we remain scoreless here inside of the first minute of the second quarter.
Great containment, great arch working around the quarterback, and it just kept on closing. And there was no place at all for him to go. Nice work. Looks like Maroon is back in the game, Nick. They look like they're working on his wrist for a little bit.
Good sign. He's got officially or unofficially 4 tackles already in the middle of that Souhegan defense. He's been the leader, at least so far tonight. 1st and 10 from their own 27. 3rd drive for Bishop Guertin. This is Sanasuoso to the left. The senior going to keep it himself. The quarterback brought down after a short gain.
Actually got...
Oh, all right. Well, better spot than I thought.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. 4 yards on the carry, so 2nd down and 6 on the way.
And that's what BG's got to do is get these 2nd and 3, 2nd and 5, 2nd and, in that range. So that opens up the playbook for so many plays, makes it difficult on the defense to try to stop.
Snap taken. Sanasuoso hands off. This is Bellavance on a stretch run, not much.
There's nothing there.
Again, Maroon cut him off, and I believe he was finished off from behind by Hauser.
Too much east-west there, Nick. You got to figure out your lane and take it. And this Souhegan defensive line, if you think you're going to run east-west and sideways and stutter step, it's not going to work.
3rd down and 5 on the way. Nearly 2 minutes in, second quarter. Again, Coach Trish from the sideline in communication with his senior signal caller. Sanasuoso still looking on the visitor sideline for instruction. BG is really trying to work the play clock to their advantage so far in this first half. Trying to pick up a 1st down on 3rd and 5. They keep it in the quarterback's hands, and there's nowhere to go.
No.
Brought down almost as soon as he took the snap. That's Nathan Fritz, the senior.
Sabres are taking a different approach, Nick. They're standing up they know they're strong, and they got a good matchup as far as the strength thing with the offensive line of BG, and they're just getting that separation, and they're waiting at the line, and then all of a sudden they'll sense it's a good sequencing here of defensive calls.
So the Nashua South players, Steve, I believe, are here.
Yes.
Scouting this game. This one high in the air. Souhegan says, let it roll. Take a BG bounce inside the Sabre 35. It'll be brought down or ruled dead at the 34-yard line. So it's been a game of field position so far. Still no score. Souhegan coming out for drive number 3 with nearly 3 minutes off this second quarter.
When we
clock.
first came here, Nick, we thought there was going to be no fans at all, and it looks like that it's a pretty general situation. Just people wearing their masks, trying to distance out the best they can, but great to see the live audience at the game.
Yeah, I think that might be Coach Knight as well.
I think it is.
Right there to our left.
Yep.
I just noticed that.
Yep.
So it's a scouting trip for the Purple Panthers, apparently. Meanwhile, Jane on the run, flushed out, going to throw this one away.
Yeah, it's just a smart play right there with by Austin. Nothing there. Get rid of it. So hard to teach that if it's not there, you got 4 downs for a reason. Don't give somebody else a big play when they've done a good job. If they've earned it, give it to them. Come back and start over again.
2nd down and 10. Jane looks over the defense, 3 hands in the sand, so to speak, up front for BG. Man in motion is Callahan. Will they give it? No. Jane fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, has room right side, close to a 1st down. Across the 45, and a late flag after the tackle.
I heard a pop after he was down. I think it might be a late hit, Nick. Looks like a personal foul.
Yeah, again, it was well after the play, or at least a solid 2-3 seconds, which usually indicates a late hit. Official's going to talk. Rayum is credited with the tackle for BG, but again, this one is going to hurt the Cardinals. A helmet-to-helmet, it looks like, Steve. Personal foul is going to march this 15 yards further.
That's the game today. Just got to form tackle and make sure your head stays up, because if they see the head drop down and I thought that may have been a late hit, because I thought I heard a little pop afterwards, but
right,
helmet to helmet is always going to get called.
Right. Either way, it's 15.
Yep.
So Souhegan catches a break. They go into Cardinal territory outside the 40 on a 1st down and 10 from the 42. Jane with a couple of wingbacks and 3 receivers. Interesting personnel set here. They're going to run a stretch near side, and he's got the edge. That's Lawhorn, who's knocked down near the 1st down marker. They rule him down inbounds.
Well, they knew, Nick, they had the long side of the field, and Lawhorn just took advantage of it. Got some athletes here in this Souhegan team as well, both sides of the ball, really. But Lawhorn did a good job. He didn't waste any time. We always talk about the first 3 steps. As he came across, he had full acceleration, and he turned the corner and he beat the edge and did the smart thing, immediately turned upfield and racked off a lot of yardage.
Picked up 9 in the end, just shy of the 1st down marker. So 2nd down and 1, back to Lawhorn, up the middle this time, and that should be enough for a 1st down.
Ball came out, but I think it was on the ground.
Yeah, Bellavance coming up off the bottom of that pile for BG, credited with the stop. So it is a 1st down.
Yeah, they're moving the chains down the field here in this drive.
Yep, their previous drive, they ate up clock and moved the ball nearly 60 yards, but came up short on a 4th down attempt. Now they face 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 31-yard line. Jane is ready with Lawhorn now standing directly behind him in the pistol. Maroon is the wingback to the left. Fake handoff. Quick catch. That's a 1st down, and then some. Spinning back to the middle of the field inside the 10-yard line goes the Souhegan receiver, Jake Civarello.
Yeah, he looked good there. He's a strong young man. You see him. He was carrying 2 defenders for about 4 yards there, Nick. But what I like about what Civiello did there is he ran a really good route. He was really stretching it deep and then cut to the inside. That was a well-run route and well-timed throw.
1st down and goal officially from the 10-yard line. Jane looking right, throwing to the back corner of the end zone. A rainbow throw. Did he grab it? And
he's got it.
Yes, sir. Touchdown, Souhegan.
That's that same matchup, Nick, as we had before, but that was a one-on-one, and he's just got the height and the size advantage on the BG defensive back. I couldn't tell who that was in the cornerback position, but that was a well-thrown ball, and you got to give him credit. He went up and got it.
Yeah, that's Civiello again.
Yeah, he's looking really good.
Yeah. Able to use that 6-foot-plus frame to his advantage. How about the throw from Jane as well?
Well done. Everything on that throw was what wasn't done on the interception down this end, Nick, in double coverage. First of all, it was single. He had backside position, and he knew Civiello's height and strength. You saw that in the last play.
So Coach Bellevue, the offensive coordinator, punches the right buttons. Extra point try is good, just barely. Off the right foot of Riley Lawhorn, who was instrumental out of the backfield on that drive. So the extra point good, 7-0. Coach Robin Boquette enjoying the lead here. His club looked good.
Yeah, it did.
Last week in a 20-0 shutout victory over the defending Division II champion Hollis Brookline Cavaliers. And his team strikes first tonight with just over 5 minutes gone by in the second quarter. 7-0 Souhegan.
Of all the drives going down both sides between both teams, Nick, BG and Souhegan, that was the best sequence play calling that I've seen so far in the game. It was very, very effective. But without a doubt, Civiello comes up big. They've got a target, and I think they like the matchup of Civiello's frame against either side of the cornerbacks there. And he did a nice loft, nice pass there, and Civiello did what every good receiver's got to do, got to come and get the ball. It's yours first. Go get it.
Yep.
And he did that. But the sequence play calling here by Bellevue and crew was well done. And let's see what BG can put together here. They're going to have to come back and answer in kind and put together a drive of their own.
Well, it's been a good one so far. A couple of interceptions ended both teams' initial drives back in the first quarter. And since then, the offensives have been able to move the football, but have not been able to put a complete drive together up until that.
Yeah.
A moment ago, a beautiful rainbow touchdown from 10 yards out from Jane to Civiello. 7-0 Souhegan. As the Sabres getting set to kick this one right to left. Again, it will be Lawhorn. This one is a line drive bullet, fielded off the bounce by one of the deep men, Daniel Fleming. Fleming going to make a man miss along the near sideline before he's brought down across the 30 at about the 33, maybe 34-yard line.
Yeah, very effective. He got every yard that was available on that. Did a nice job faking out two of the runners, doing the right thing, making sure you take the outside lane on defense on when you're defending, and he knew that, and he cut inside. Did a nice run there. So at least he got him out of the 15 or 20-yard line where he started. So BG with an opportunity to come downfield. Let's see how they respond.
Sun beginning to set. Lights are on and at full blast here in Amherst. Coming up on the midway point of this second quarter. Drive number 4 for the Cardinals. On their own 35. Little confusion perhaps between coach and quarterback, but they're ready to go here. They fake the handoff, throw a bullet slant pass, which is near a first down. Good grab, first of the night by the wide receiver Hayden Shattuck. And Shattuck is good for 11 there after the roll. First down and 10 Cardinals.
Well thrown ball. You can't pick that off, Nick, the way that was thrown. Santuoso drilled it.
Both these quarterbacks, pretty good arm strength.
Yep, I would agree.
Based on what we've seen here in the first half.
Yep.
Well, again, BG, they're going to use clock, Steve. They get up to the huddle, or get rather up to the line of scrimmage. They get set, and then they kind of take their time getting the play clock. They dominated the time of possession for most of that scoreless first quarter. Meanwhile, quarterback keeper Sanasuoso trying to spin his way out of a pile. Not going to go far. Maybe to midfield. Gain of 2 officially. Second down and 8 coming as we hit the midway point second quarter.
BG's doing a better job. Their offensive line is coming out a little bit lower. And they're getting a little bit better jump. It looks to me like a little bit better cadence.
Off the ball, you mean?
Off the ball, yeah. And they're getting off the ball better, and they're getting low.
4-man front here for the Sabres. The tailback for BG is Hunter Rayum. Back to throw, Sanasuoso, men in his face, escapes, throws low and incomplete.
Smart play, though. Just get rid of it.
Yeah, he was nearly sacked. In fact, it looked like the defensive lineman Alex Karpowicz had him for a moment around the shoulders, but a good job by Sanasuoso.
Maroon wasn't too far behind either, Nick. They had got good penetration through the line. I was really surprised he slipped past that. I thought they had him. And that was a smart move. There was nothing there. Just throw it down on the ground in front of the receiver.
Yeah, Karpowicz, the D-end here on the near side.
Yep.
Able to shed the block pretty well and was breathing down Sanasuoso's neck. 3rd down and 7. BG trying to keep the ball here as we move towards 5 minutes to go until halftime. On the run, Sanasuoso again throwing off the back foot, and again a diving grab is made along the sideline. That's Callahan, his third catch of this first half. It's good for a first down.
Yeah, these comeback plays on the receiving routes are working for them. The Sabres don't want any of the receivers getting behind them. They're leaving a lot. They're leaving 4 or 5 yards in back of these guys, and they're going to. What Coach Trisciani's trying to do is force them to play down a little tighter, and that's when you have run a long pattern and try to get behind them. But this is good response. Something was seen from upstairs, and BG's taking advantage of it.
Inside of 5 minutes, Sanasuoso on a 1st and 10 from the Sabre 40-yard line. Handoff up the middle. This is Rayum, and that's a downhill runner. If I've seen one today, he's all the way down to the 30-yard line.
He's got a first down.
Yep, they give him the first, the 10-yard pickup.
So that BG coming back with their own signature type of drive where you spread things, force them to spread out a little bit. You get that run.
A lot of balance here on this drive.
A lot of balance in this drive, yep.
1st and 10 from the 30. Of course, Coach Trish using his quarterback's athleticism to his advantage. Seen a lot of throws on the run, a lot of throws off the back foot. Not easy to do. Coach trusting in the senior. Going to take a snap here. Quick drop. Going to throw deep. Down the far sideline. Incomplete.
Yeah.
Now, Callahan had a step on Civiello, but the ball overthrown and incomplete into the soccer net.
Yeah.
In the back corner of the end zone. So 2nd down and 10. Coach Trish said, you know what, let's take a shot there.
Yeah, he had pretty good separation. Just going to have to hit him. I really like the way that they were moving down the field the way they were. Now they've got, 3 downs or so to try to get a first down. But
it'll stay 2nd and 10.
It'll stay second. Yep.
After the deep pass on first down doesn't pay off. 3 receivers, strong side, near side. Handoff. Up the middle, not much. Just no holes.
4 down territory, so they got 2 opportunities to get it.
Ryan
Charest first down
is the man on the stop for Souhegan. Charest. And that entire really defensive line, a lot of size for Souhegan's one of the strength of the defense.
Yeah, I was watching the kicking game of BG. I don't think it's anywhere near where they're going to need to get.
Well, from there it'd be about a 47-yarder. That's
too much.
Far for the NFL.
Yep.
They need yards here on 3rd and 9. Snap taken. Sanasuoso fakes the handoff. Throws over the middle. It's dropped and incomplete. Callahan, his first misfire as a receiver today.
Looked like
that one thrown a little bit in front. But
I don't know. I think Callahan slowed down. It looked to me like he started the run, and all of a sudden he had the arm stretched out.
Either way, he had his hands on it.
He had his hands on it, but it looked to me like he slowed down his route a little bit.
Well, you mentioned 4 down territory. The BG offense will stay on the field here with the ball at the Souhegan 30. 4th and 9 officially. Inside of 4 minutes to go until the break. The Souhegan sideline trying to make some noise to lift up the defense. Snap taken on 4th down. Sanasuoso rolling, looking, throwing. He's got a man. First down at the 5-yard line.
If you watch
first grab tonight for Connor Guibord. The sophomore was open, found a hole in that zone and took advantage. BG keeps the drive alive on a crucial 4th down conversion.
Santuoso is growing in this game. He's getting better and better. His rollouts, he's looking downfield. He's not panicking, and he's responding to the rush better and getting out of the pocket when necessary. He's good movement outside of the pocket, even better movement when he's in the pocket, Nick. He's looks like he's getting more comfortable. Be interesting to see how this progresses throughout the game, but that's a big, big hit for BG.
Timeout, Souhegan. Coach Boquette wants to shore up the defense. A lot of hung heads after they gave up that 4th down play. Wants to call a timeout and make sure that their heads are where they need to be coming up here on a 1st and goal from the 4.
It's so hard to cover a receiver for more than 3 or 4 seconds. And what Sando also did is he got outside the pocket and was able to look downfield with a lot of time. And, boy, I don't know if you noticed, Nick, he's got a little more zip on his passes right now than he did the first quarter.
Yeah, he's fully warmed up at this point, so to speak. And there you can see where you just saw BG huddling up there on the far sideline. A lot of passion in that huddle. Same thing in the home sideline as well as Souhegan looks for a stop. Sabres with a 7-0 lead. The difference in the game so far, a 10-yard touchdown pass earlier in the quarter from quarterback Austin Jane.
Good one it was.
To Souhegan receiver Jake Civiello. BG looking for their first points with 3.5 to go in the second quarter.
They're knocking on the door with first and what, 3-yard line, 4-yard line?
4 officially, Yep. It's just outside the 4-yard line. All right, Sanasuoso has a 4-receiver set with him, 2 to each side. Ball in the middle of the hashes. 4 down linemen on the Souhegan defensive line. Senior quarterback still in contact with the coach and now is ready to go with Rayum to his right in the shotgun. Man in motion. That's Callahan. Snap taken. Handoff Callahan. Stretch near side. Can't get the sideline. Dropped back outside the 10, close to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, you're on the 4-yard line. I don't know why you go so east-west like that, Nick. And then actually started running backwards. You can't give up that kind of ground. What you really got to do is get the ball, Nick, and either cut it upfield. You got to look out there. Everybody was on the outside containing. Just cut upfield and try to get back to the line of scrimmage, at least grab a yard or two and go from there. But that was costly.
That was the nickelback, Tony Guertin, who made the stop. He went in motion with Carter, or with Callahan, rather, and ended up making the tackle on the opposite side of the field.
Maybe they saw that on film.
That's a pretty good play by Guertin, the junior. All right. Clock moving still, coming up on 2.5 to go. Second down and goal now from outside the 10-yard line. Sanasuoso rolling right, looking, now tucking and running, and he's tackled again along the sideline. That's the D-end this time for Souhegan. Alex Karpowicz, his second tackle of this first half. And BG trying to avoid a late drive stall here as we head towards 2 minutes. It's now going to be 3rd and goal.
I honestly don't know what their kicker can do. I saw him some kicking going on over here. We got here pretty early before the game, and I didn't see anything that looked stellar, but I don't know if that was actually the field goal. The punter from BG looked very solid, but
right now it'd be about a 29, 30-yard attempt.
Yeah, so I think this is probably going for our 2 times, but be interesting to see if they're going to try to take a little bite out of this and get closer.
3rd and goal from the 11. They roll out Sanasuoso left side. Trying to pick up a block. He's going to take a sack way back at the 20-yard line.
Yep.
That's Hauser doing a little bit of a dance as well in celebration for the Sabres. A big, big, big 3rd down stop there for the home team.
Yeah, just these guys are staying home, Nick, and they're doing a great job of containing the quarterback. Santuoso over the last 4 or 5 plays was getting outside quite a bit, and Souhegan said, no, not this time. And they contained him well. He had nowhere to go, and eventually the pocket just closed up. And
I'll tell you what, I've been impressed.
Yeah, I have too.
By the Sabres defense.
So haven't I.
They shut out Hollis Brookline for a reason last week, and they've done the same thing, at least so far, with now inside of 2 minutes to go until halftime. A 4th down and goal from the 20-yard line is on the way, and Coach Tertiani wants to talk it over. Second charge timeout by BG here.
I think that's a tactical error. You're on the 4-yard line, Nick. You got 4 downs to get there, and you're doing a jet motion thing, and then the runner starts going backwards. You just got to go north-south and pound him, and at least go off tackle hard or whatever. I mean, that they kind of a missed opportunity there.
Yeah, in retrospect, Coach Drish probably would say, we should probably ran 3 straight dives.
Well, maybe they saw something, but you're in the short side of the field at the same time, Nick. It isn't like there's a lot of real estate for the defense to cover.
Right. Well, it's played out well for Souhegan.
Yes, it has, and they've earned it.
They lead 7-0, trying to keep BG off the board. However, remember, moments ago, on a similar 4th and long situation, the Cardinals were able to keep the drive alive with a long pass down the middle of the field. So don't count out the Cardinals just yet. They're going to take their time talking about it.
But the benefit that Souhegan has right now is it's either a touchdown or they get the ball back. So it isn't like you've got to guard any first down territory, Nick. It's just protect the end zone.
Yeah.
And
now see how many they drop back to the goal line.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's kind of a prevent defense, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way. You can't get a first down.
Right.
So,
well, they're going to rush, I think, 4.
Yep.
And everyone else should be in coverage here. BG going to flood the near side with 3 receivers. Back to throw. Sanasuoso has time. Leaves it up in the air. Jump ball. Knocked down by Civiello. Incomplete.
Yeah, Civiello's frame is really having an athleticism, is really having an effect in this game, Nick. His ability to be able to catch passes as well as cover a lot of ground defensively and a lot of area. He's a valuable player.
Yeah, he's been everywhere.
Yes, he has.
Offense and defense for Souhegan in this first half. Came up volleyball style with a two-handed spike there.
Yeah, but very heady ball player. You know, he knew what he had to do there in that touchdown pass. He knew he had to get body position so he could reach over. Just everything he does makes smart decisions. You know, the best thing he can do right there is don't try to get an interception. Just it's going to be your ball. Give it back to the offense and knock it down.
Aggressive Souhegan wants to be here with a minute 37 to go. They'll roll out Jane. He'll throw on the run, and it's knocked down incomplete. Flag, though, thrown by the back judge late.
For over here?
I don't know. The flag is down at about the 37-yard line. The incompletion came around the 30.
Yeah, so I don't think it was related to the.
It looked pretty clean to me.
Yeah, that looked very clean.
That was Shattuck on the denial. However, the official, again, the back judge didn't like something.
I'm wondering if it was contact that went back between the two deep receivers over the receiver and defender over here.
Well, it's against the defense.
Yep. I think it was illegal contact or a hold on the deep receiver down here, and I think that's probably what he's calling.
Yep, they just announced it, a hold on the defense.
It was very deliberate, so whatever he saw it, plain.
Well, just, I think 2 penalties each way in this first half. Right. It sounds about right. A rare one there will hurt BG a little bit. They're going to move the football to the 30-yard line.
How many timeouts does Souhegan have? It's at least 2.
Yeah, they got.
Yeah, Did they take one?
Right. Yeah, they got 2 left. They got
2 left. I thought so. Yeah.
All right, Jane back to throw. Blitz coming late. Screen is nearly intercepted. Almost picked off by Tim Kelleher.
Oh, he shaved. Tim is really upset, but
he's kicking himself.
Yeah.
He had a big sack earlier, but he almost came up with the turnover there.
I think he was in shock that the ball came to him, and
he's blaming himself now.
Don't do that.
That's tough to react that quickly.
You're in the right place, Tim.
Yep. Either way, you force the incompletion. So 2nd down and 10. Jane from his own 30. Again, a 4-man rush. Back to throw over the middle. The receiver made an adjustment and nearly came up with the catch at midfield. Denied, though, by
Fleming.
Chase Armorall. The intended target was Fleming, as you mentioned.
Nice work.
Good play.
Good second effort there, Nick. He could have just kind of let go, and he kept on grinding to release the ball, and he got it done. Big play.
It was actually Dylan Button, the intended receiver. First target for Button, incomplete. So still a minute 21, meanwhile, on the other side for the Cardinals potentially to get the ball back. Defense needs to get off the field, though. 3rd down and 10. Jane with a long count, and now I believe Souhegan just called their second timeout. Yes, they did.
Yeah, so now
Coach
they're down to 1.
Yeah, Coach Bouquet didn't like it. Big play coming up, as we mentioned, minute 20 to go. Still a lot of time either way, so a 3rd down and 10 is going to have to wait for a moment. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap the first half, get you set for the second half as well. And if we can find some stats, find some scores, we may recap the game we did earlier today as well. That was a Londonderry 16-0 victory over Salem in Division 1, part of our doubleheader coverage here on a Saturday.
It is becoming apparent, Nick, that the offenses are still developing. They didn't have enough, no preseason games, minimal amount of reps that they can really, and the defenses seem to be more mature at this current time. But as you see the games develop, we saw it a little bit today in the first game, and we're certainly seeing this game. As the game develops, quarterbacks getting a little more comfortable, and they're beginning to really gunsling it down the field. And many times with some accurate passes. There's been some good defensive back work today with batting down passes, but the offenses do seem to be getting a little more comfortable as the game goes on here. I'm interested to see what kind of a funny feeling the second half's going to open up.
All right. Still some unfinished business to go here in the first half. Again, a minute 20 to go. 3rd down and 10 facing the Sabres. They've got a 7-0 lead, trying to protect that before the halftime break.
Look for a pass out of bounds.
Here's Jane from the far hash. 3rd down and 10. Man in motion is Button. They hand to Button. Button looking to get upfield. Does cross the 30, but is well shy of the first down marker. Shy of the 35, in fact. He needed to gain the 40. They're going to mark him at the 33. Only a 3-yard pickup. timeout is now called by BG.
Well, they want the ball back.
Yep, with a minute 12, they're about to get the ball back with plenty of time.
Yeah, don't be too surprised if they bring the whole student body here on that kick, trying to block it, or get a piece of flesh on it, because that'll put them in a pretty good situation. So I think BG is calling that timeout because they want the 1:12 left and they want the ball. Can't say I blame them.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they had moved the ball pretty well at times. The BG offense
just get inside the red zone and bad things happen.
I've not been able to finish the drive and have no points to show, but they've got a lot of confidence, I think, in Santa Suoso in that offense.
Yeah, he's doing some good things. They just got to put it all together.
Right.
They're really harassing him quite a bit, the defensive line of Souhegan. And Saber's doing a good job maintaining the outside position, and it's really forcing him deep and outside in the pocket in order to get around and get an open position, which he's doing a good job at. And he clearly, his arm is got a strong arm.
Yeah, they both do.
Yes.
All right, Lawhorn standing on his own 18-yard line along the near hash. BG going to rush 8 here. It's a good snap and a good kick. A boomer down the middle. Callahan will watch it bounce and will not attempt to return this one, as they're going to down it around the 30-yard line along the far side with exactly 1 minute remaining in the second quarter.
Callahan wanted to grab that ball, so you could see it in there. He wanted to run that thing back, and he said, no, I just can't do it. But once he touches it and loses it, it'd be ugly if for BG if that happened. But I think if he got a good little upward bounce, I think you might have seen him go after it.
All in all, a 50-yard punt.
Yeah, very effective. Yeah.
So, BG from their own 30, with exactly a minute to go. I'm going to try and hurry the ball down the field here. Again, a 4-receiver set, 3 receivers to the strong side, the near side. And now it looks like Santa Suoso is ready to go. Rayum is the tail. Snap taken. They roll out. Little out route to Callahan. Another catch. Sprints out of bounds after a gain of about 4.
Yeah, they're going to, with 55 seconds left and, one or no timeouts left?
I think they have one.
Well, let's assume they have one.
Not sure.
We've been hitting scoreboards that don't have timeout things on them lately, and I got to pay better attention.
Yeah. Well, either way, only a 2-yard gain there. I believe each team has 1 timeout left.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for more yardage than this.
Second down and 8. Well, Callahan concerned about stopping the clock, went out of bounds quickly. A rollout, a throw, and a diving grab is made at the 46-yard line.
Oh, they're going to get some time here with the sticks being moved.
That was Guy Bold, or Guy Board, from Santa Suoso. Or is this a new quarterback, Steve? It looks like Josh Larson, the senior, has come on.
I saw that.
In replace of Santa Suoso. 1-step drop, tipped away, and incomplete. Lawhorn.
Yeah, that one
had in there defensively for Souhegan.
That one had 6 the other way, all written all over it, Nick.
If he had gotten 2 hands on it, maybe, but could only get the right hand to knock it away.
Yep.
Incomplete. Second down and 10. His clock froze with 37 seconds. Well, Steve, you were saying you're not sure about what kind of range the Cardinal kicker have. We may find out if they can at least get inside the red zone. Going to throw down the field, incomplete. Trying to find Callahan over the middle. It went over his head.
Yeah, he had keyboard wide open down on the 35-yard line with nobody within 6-7 yards, and he just didn't see him.
So third down and 10, 33 seconds to go.
Does Santa also get hurt, or is it just a strategy thing?
I'm not sure, to be honest. We can try to find out at halftime, but he is not out on the field, as they have turned the controls over to Josh Larson, fellow senior.
He can fire it as well.
Yeah. All right, Souhegan threatening blitz a moment ago off the edge. They're going to back up now. Three receivers again near side on 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Larson in trouble, tripped up and sacked.
Yeah, BG offensive line really struggling with the speed and agility and some very, very good handwork by the defensive line to break them. They're really turning the offensive line's hips sideways, and they're knifing through and coming full speed.
Timeout, Souhegan here, Steve. The defense wants to stop the clock on an upcoming 4th down with 13 seconds to go.
Looking for a run back, maybe? I don't know.
By the way, the sack a moment ago credited to William Boyle, the defensive lineman.
Yeah.
The man who...
But the whole unit has done well.
Yeah, the unit collapsed the pocket, and Boyle was the man who fell on top of Larson. So 13 seconds. Souhegan about to get the football back as BG faces a 4th and 18 officially from their own 34-yard line. Again, at halftime, we'll step aside briefly.
I don't understand the timeout call. Why not just go into halftime? Maybe they just want to run back.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
That's got to be
Why not, right?
And maybe not even all the way to the end zone, but if you can return it into field goal range, there should be enough time maybe to trot out the kicker. But
yeah, because they have one left, right? One timeout left.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they're looking to do.
Well, again, the clock will stop after the return either way.
But looking on the sideline, trying to find Santaroso, I cannot find him. So I don't know. Maybe we'll find out, like you said, Nick, at halftime. But to bring in a quarterback at that point
it just
in the game doesn't seem, must be an injury.
Right. All right.
Watch the kicker before the game, Nick. He looked like he could bang it pretty good.
Yeah, this is Connor Giebord, I believe, standing back at the 20.
Yeah, that's him.
This one well off the foot. Returnable, bobbled at the 30. Flag comes in. Tackle made immediately.
Another flag goes down.
A couple of flags there. The return man for Souhegan was Luke Manning.
A lot of linen flying.
Yeah, there's 2 flags down right around the same area.
Well, one was back here.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're right.
And the other one was over here.
Yeah.
So
there's one around
I think
midfield.
There's two infractions, I think.
And one came down after the returner was ruled down.
The camera there's a lot of cameras here tonight.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, the guy in the blue there, that's my boy from WMUR.
Okay.
So we'll see some of those highlights on Channel 9 tonight.
Yep.
And again, Souhegan has their own in-house, I think, personnel recording the game as well.
Up top, yeah. I saw them up there.
Yep.
Certainly
there's a block in the back, Steve. That's what the flag was about. It comes with 6 seconds to go before halftime.
I would imagine they're just going to put on the knee.
Yeah, because now there's too much risk involved, I think, in putting it in the air.
Yeah.
They're still talking about it, by the way. They have not marched off the yardage, I don't believe. Now they're going to, yep. So this is going to put Souhegan back inside their own 20 at the 19. You're right. Anything other than a knee here,
doesn't make any
sense. Yep. In fact, Coach Bellevue heading out from the offensive coordinator booth. Yep. He's going to head to the sideline, so we should see a kneel, and that'll do it.
When did this turf go in, Nick? Was it 5 years ago?
Sounds about right.
It was 5 years ago.
Certainly not much longer than that. All right, there's the knee. And that'll do it for the first half here in Amherst. Souhegan, the home team, the D2 team, beating their D1 opponent right now at the midway point, 7-0. A 10-yard hookup from Jane to Civiello, the only score either way through 24 minutes.
Defensively, both of these teams are pretty evenly matched. I give the defensive, I give the line play to the Sabres by a moderate edge because of just the defensive line especially, and the offensive line seems to be able to get it done to provide some time in the pocket for the Souhegan Sabre quarterback to pass. But, one thing that it looks like BG's just struggling getting it. They move the ball down the field as soon as they get inside the 20-yard line. They've had some unfortunate things happen, and I think that's been the difference. But pretty closely matched teams across the board. But I think the matchup of Civiello on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive ball has been a factor tonight, as well as a couple other matchups. I'd probably give the edge to Souhegan so far. But BG can put together a drive coming out, then we got ourselves a game.
A looming question is the status of Santa Suoso. We'll try and figure out if we can get any insight here over the next few minutes. We'll give it to you. But as of now, it looks like BG may have to go the second half without their starting quarterback.
I think you're right.
Trailing on the road, never an easy task.
Nope.
7-0 Souhegan. Our coverage brought to you by Beals Insurance Agencies. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 today or visit BealsInsurance.com. We'll step aside. Be back in a few minutes here in Amherst. 7-0 Souhegan over BG. You are watching coverage of our Friday Night Lights Game of the Week right here on FNL NH Media, presented by Beals Insurance. Start of the second half here in Amherst. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Souhegan leading Bishop Guertin by a score of 7-0. An interesting first half, a defensive first half, really. Souhegan's only score, the only score of the first half, came early in the second quarter. A hookup from Jane to Civiello from 10 yards out. BG, they've been able to move the football at times, Steve, but they haven't been able to put together a complete drive to get points so far.
Seem to be able to move the ball when there's a lot of space. But when they get down inside the red zone, you're in the 4-yard line, Nick. I really think they probably should have just gone after it. They've been able to, like we were talking in between, do some off-tackle runs, but go right after it and, cut down some of the quarterback draws a little bit. I think the real key moment there was when they went back to the 10-yard line when they were first down and on the 4-yard line. This game, in all intents and purposes, could very easily be a 7-7 game. I think at this point, Coach Trish got to take his guys in and say, look, guys, we are in this game. You got to go after it. Line play on the offensive side, I noticed, is getting a little better with BG. But the defensive line, every time that Souhegan needs something, they get it done. And I really think that the Civiello connection has been a really good matchup for BG, and some big plays from, I always forgot his name, number 44, the tight end. Maroon really looks solid in the game. I think right now the sequence of play calling is so far has been a little bit, been a little more put together. Execution has been good with Souhegan. It's a 7-0 game for a reason right now. But BG, if they come back and they can score first, we're going to have a nice ball game and a nice second half, Nick. It's a hard game to really decipher because you can tell that the offenses, even on both sides, the offenses aren't up to full speed yet. We see Londonderry, they're kind of up to full speed. But once they lost McEachern today, they struggled. Yeah. So the offenses are behind. The defenses have a little advantage right now, but as the season progresses, I think that they'll get their stuff together and to be able to catch up. But that's what I see so far.
Well, again, if you take a look at what exactly the offseason looked like.
What did it look like?
Right.
No preseason.
You had some 7-7, a couple of loose workouts, I guess, over the summer.
Exactly.
But they weren't allowed to have formal practices until September the 8th. That was less than a month ago, and here we are already in week 2 of the regular season.
Exactly. And when you want to run the ball, Nick, you got to have your linemen fire off. You got to be able to be hitting. You got to be able to work in the ball down the field and really ground and pound. You got to have reps, Nick. And we just don't have the reps, these guys. So over time, this will all come together.
All right, Souhegan, they won the toss and deferred and will receive the football to start the second half with the 7-0 lead. Coach Boquette, who will join us on Monday.
Looking forward to that.
Is down there trying to fire up his guys. Reminder, FNL NH Rewind comes your way every Monday. 5 o'clock Eastern Time. You can watch, of course, the archives on our channel on YouTube, FNL NH Media. And, well, Coach Boquette, Coach Trish, Tom King of the Nashua Telegraph, Coach Lozon of Londonderry, and Coach Abraham of Salem, all scheduled from 5 to 6. So
Salem's defense looked pretty strong today, too, taking on a very potent Londonderry offense. One thing I was going to mention, Nick, when we were talking about halftime here, coming back, is both of these football teams and programs are moving in the right direction. And that's the key. You give these guys, I think BG, you give them another year. Coach Trish has done a great job getting the numbers up. The freshman program, the JV program are doing well. Souhegan obviously is moving in the right direction. This is good stuff for both these programs. Great to see this matchup. We were talking earlier, Nick, to be able to see these cross-divisional matchups with good programs. And BG and Souhegan is just a good one. Glad we're here tonight.
And really a geographical rivalry, as you highlighted off air earlier. 2 neighboring towns. Bishop Guertin, of course, located in Nashua. And Souhegan plays right here in Amherst. So not a whole lot of miles separating the 2 schools. They've met in the past. They meet again tonight in 2020, week number 2, with Souhegan leading through one half of play, 7-0. All right, under the lights. Whole second half will be played after sundown, and temperature something to watch as well. It's getting chillier, at least out here in the stands. All right, good kick. Deep one on the run. This is played to the near side. That is going to be returned by Button up across the 20 to about the 25-yard line. Souhegan likes the return. It's Button.
I think that's close to the 35, Nick.
Yeah, 35, excuse me.
Not a bad little run back. Pretty good kick there, as you said earlier. Pinned him pretty deep there.
Yeah, that was a good kick off the right leg of Jake Goltsoff, the senior, who also handles some of the punting duties.
Yeah, I saw him punting early in practice. I said earlier, he can bang it.
All right, Souhegan with a 7-0 lead. Jane, who did throw one interception and one touchdown pass in that first half, goes back to the air, finds Maroon, left side in the flat, across midfield, takes a hit at the 45, and leans forward down to the BG 43-yard line, a pickup of about 16 on that first down screen pass.
Yeah, I like to play. Anytime you can get Mulhern down out in space by himself, you give him 4 or 5 strides, and that's exactly what's going to happen. I like the play call. He's a good-looking ball player, Nick. Yeah. He's got a frame.
The execution's been crisp, too.
It really has.
And, again, the offensive coordinator, Mike Bellevue, has found his own, so to speak. He's found a rhythm.
Yep.
All right, Jane on 1st and 10. Fakes the stretch handoff, gives up the middle, and met with a lot of resistance as the tailback, Riley Lawhorn, dropped for perhaps a loss there as BG came in a swarm.
3-yard loss. That's a nice job. Swarm's the right word, Nick. It looks like they were all going to the ball. Faked out nobody on the BG defense there.
Yeah, I think Bellavance may have been the first hat on the scene. That's a good linebacking core for the Cardinals. All right, 2nd down and 13. Screen pass again. This is Civiello left side, and he's going to plunge his way inside the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. That'll set up a 3rd and manageable here coming up, about a 3rd down and 5 after an 8-yard pickup.
That's a good pair between Mahone and Civiello. Those guys both excellent at their positions, and I think you're going to see them used more and more the second half here.
All right, Jane, again with Lawhorn to his right. The wingback to the right is Maroon. They fake the handoff to Callahan, or not Callahan, but Manning. They go up the middle, and the quarterback keeps it himself. Took a pretty good lick there, as you mentioned, well shy of the first down stick. In fact, only picked up a yard down to the 37-yard line. Needs to get to the 33. So 4th and 4, maybe 4th and 5.
What do you think they do? Do you think they take it and kick it? Or?
I don't know.
I bet you they do, and they try to pin it deep. Nope.
They fake the punt. Jane keeps it himself, and it's the wrong decision.
BG's got the ball.
He's tripped up. He may have been down. That ball did come out, but either way, it's not going to matter much as BG's going to take over either way after the 4th down stop.
Boy, that's big for BG, Nick. That's a big defensive stand right there. Yeah. Great job. They needed to have the ball back and flip that having to kick off. They were able to stop Souhegan, and let's see what they can do. I think you're going to see more throwing. Got to implement a little. Is he in? Yeah, he's back in.
Yep.
So
Sanasuoso, there was a question on whether or not he was healthy or if it was just the coach's decision to go with Larson.
Looking like he's fine.
Yep. Sanasuoso is back. We saw Larson at the tail end of the second quarter come in for a drive. Handoff up the middle. Good spin move. This is Rayum trying to fight his way up to the 45-yard line.
That's what they need, Nick. That's what they need right there. If you're a BG fan, that's what you want to see. A little better offensive line work. There's nothing like that. That's what makes you feel like you're going downhill when you can run, when you can make plays like that. It also forces the defense to come up and begin to try to control and come up further. Opens up passing routes.
Rayum, who has split tailback carries with Bellavance, looking pretty good on that one. Officially a 6-yard pickup. They go right back to him, up the middle, and another dive. This one across the 45, up to about the 46-yard line. Met there by the Souhegan linebacker. I think that was Nathan Fritz on the stop.
Got a nice linebacker core of Souhegan. Good job reading their keys. Very disciplined on the backside.
3rd and 2 officially.
That's a long 2.
Well, BG's going to keep things spread out. 2 receivers to each side. The ball is pretty much exactly in the middle of the field here. 3rd down and 2. Again, the back is with Sanasuoso, but Sanasuoso is going to keep it himself and may have lost the ball on the way down. Souhegan certainly thinks that they have it. Official's going to talk, and yes, sir, it's the second turnover by the Cardinals tonight.
I thought he hit the turf, Nick, and that's why it coughed out, but they must have seen it differently. They're a lot closer than we are.
Yeah, the officials huddled up for a moment, but end up in agreement that Sanasuoso fumbled on his way down.
Yep. It looked like the turf cost the fumble, but maybe the ball was loose. It would be too far away to tell.
Yeah.
So I bet you that's what happened. So
second giveaway through an interception.
Big turnover.
Back in the first quarter, and a giveaway here in the third. Hands it back to Souhegan at midfield, a first down and 10. Snap taken. They go to Lawhorn. He goes up the middle and is pushed back immediately. Again, Rayum and Bellavance awaiting on the other side for the Cardinals. Good play up front, too, as well, Steve. Some trench play from Rocco Garaci. We mentioned his name earlier as well. Yeah. He's holding down the edge.
BG doing a good job so far since they come up in the second half on the offensive line. Was opening up some spaces, the unfortunate fumble.
4 minutes in, third quarter. Still 7-0 Souhegan. Second down and 9 for the Sabres from midfield. Man in motion. They fake the handoff. Jane, again, is wrapped up immediately and is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, that was Tim Kelleher, who had a big sack back in the first half. Almost had an interception as well, broke up a screen pass. This time, gets his arms around the quarterback's waist for a no gain. So third down and 9 now with 4.5 gone.
BG seems to be faster on defense, Nick. They seem to be swarming to the ball with more emotion.
More urgency.
More urgency, yeah.
All right, Jane, high snap, back to throw. Kelleher in his face, flag flies. He gets rid of it. Far side, dropped by Lawhorn in the flat.
Yeah, this will be a decline hold, I'm sure. Looked like there was holding on the interior part of the Sabres line, but
flag came out right away.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll.
Yeah, it looks like a hold. They're going to talk again just to make sure.
He's looking at Coach Trish right now. Looks to me like he's going to decline it.
Yep. Yeah, might as well. It went nowhere. It should be fourth and long.
Oh, here's the call.
Yeah, holding declined.
Declined, yep.
All right, so BG holds Souhegan to a 3-and-out. It's 4th and 9.
Defense is really giving the offense some options for BG right now, Nick. Doing a good job. And as you said, I think urgency is the right word. Playing with high emotion and high sense of urgency. They recognize that they need to score next if they're going to be an away football tonight against a very good Souhegan team. They're going to stay in this game.
Callahan, the man back deep for the Cardinals at his own 20. Punt off the right foot of Lawhorn is end over end, fielded at the 21. To his right, Callahan picks up one block, picks up two, goes down the sideline. 45-yard line, tries to cut back to the middle at the 50, and is denied access to midfield, but still a good return.
That's
all
a good
the way
return.
up to the BG 49-yard line. It goes for 28.
Well, when you're down 7-0 in the second half, Nick, field position becomes very important if you're down.
Yep.
And that was a big run back right there because it puts them in a downhill situation heading in. Let's see what they can put together. I'm very interested to see what the adjustments are going to be made on the play calling and the execution on the offensive side of the ball for BG, Nick.
Just over 5 minutes gone, third quarter. Sanasuoso played most of that first half. Back in. He's in the pistol here with Bellavance behind him. 3 receivers, strong side left. Against a 4-man rush. Snap taken. Handoff up the middle. And again, Rayum just going to keep moving the pile, Steve. Not a whole lot of room up front, but he makes it work for 5.
He grinds those legs. He does not give up.
Maybe not 5, more like 3. It'll be second and 7. So we approach the midway point here, third quarter.
But BG's got to keep on pushing forward, Nick. You know, play clean and as far as a no penalty, penalty-free football, and keep moving it forward over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. And then finish in the red zone. That's
going to be big. Yeah.
A problem in the first half. Snap taken. Bellavance right side. Again, that hole just closes shut very quickly, and there's nowhere to go. The D line of Souhegan. Boy, they collectively have made an impact so far, and now a 3rd and 8 coming for the Cardinals.
To me, it's been the real strength of the game for the Sabres. is that defensive line is just you got 4 down linemen and they're controlling the line of scrimmage often. BG's able to get some light, make some improvement, but then all of a sudden in these big plays, they got nothing there. They may have lost a half a yard.
And even if you do get to the second level, you got to deal with Maroon.
Absolutely.
So it's a formidable front seven for sure.
Yeah, he's a college football frame. That guy reads well, seems to be very heady on the field, and
got good size too.
Good size, not afraid to lower his shoulder.
3rd and 8, Santa Suoso going to air it out deep down the seam. Too strong for his brother, incomplete. Trying to hook up with Sarah Suoso, the sophomore.
Yeah, too many receivers in one spot, Nick. That's too easy to defend. You should be further spread out than that. That brought two defense, actually 3 defenders on 2 receivers.
Yeah.
But,
Luke Korkulakos was also in the area for BG, so incomplete. 4th down and 8 from midfield. Santa Suoso still on the field, although we've seen him.
I think he's going for it.
He pooch punted earlier, and now it looks like he's going to drop back to the 40 and do the same. Takes a snap, swings the right leg. It's a high one. It's down the far sideline. It'll take a bounce at the 20. A friendly Cardinal roll near the 10, and they'll down it at about the 11-yard line. It's a great punt.
I was just going to say that's a very good decision by the sidelines. Don't want to go for that. Pin them deep. You're in their territory. Play field position. It's not a 2-score game. It's a 1-score game.
Yeah.
All it takes is one good drive and one good opening. So
just over 5 minutes to go,
BG.
3rd quarter.
Good decision.
Souhegan back on the attack with a 7-0 lead. Their lone touchdown came early in the 2nd quarter, a 10-yard hookup from Austin Jane to Jake Civiello.
That was more than 10 yards.
You sure? I thought it was first and goal.
No, I don't
It looked like it was a nice lob rainbow throw to the back end zone.
Maybe you're right.
Here's a screen, far side, and now with some room. Trying to cut back to the middle across the 40 and finally dragged down from behind, I believe, is Luke Manning.
Yeah, that changes the field position picture.
Well, big play there. And now up the middle. Not a whole lot, maybe a couple of yards.
BG defense knows what it has to do here. But at some point, the offense has got to do something with it.
It's Kelleher on the stop for BG. They'll give him 1 on the carry. 2nd down and 9 coming as we head towards 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Well, every yard on the ground has been hard fought tonight both ways. The give, huge hole here, and bursting through it is Mitch Hauser, a rare carry for the junior. He's got most of his snaps on defense as part of that linebacking core, but
he could have driven a truck through there. Nick. There was nobody within 5 yards either side of him.
You could at least get my Toyota through there. Handoff back to him. Why not? And again, more running room up front. Slips his way down to the 35-yard line. That's about an 8-yard pickup. Again, Hauser, the hot hand out of the backfield right now for the Sabres.
Sabres really getting through the line of scrimmage fast, Nick.
Yep, and another quick snap. Jane throws. It's Maroon near side the flat. Breaks a tackle. Has a first down. Sheds another and is finally brought down at the 25-yard line. Boy, Maroon, he's had defenders bounce off him all night. Big play there and another first down for Souhegan.
Yeah, he lifts this team up. He creates a motion when he does that, Nick. It's kind of a Gronk-esque, if you will. Be lowering the shoulder, really getting impact, and it's really motivating his teammates.
Not fun to tackle him.
No.
Snap high on 1st and 10. Hauser this time is met by a rush up the middle. BG not having it that time. Matt Ha, the junior, the first on the scene. Bellavance there as well.
High-stakes play calling on the defensive side of the ball. Coach Trish did exactly what he needed to do, and that is just go for it, try to pin them back after and cut down that offensive momentum.
Coming up on 3 minutes, 3rd quarter. Souhegan threatening to make it a 2-score game, trying to get in the red zone. Jane going to throw down the seam. Is that caught?
Yes.
Wow. What a grab.
Who?
That's Luke Manning. Manning showing the hands there, Steve. And how about the placement of the pass as well by Jane?
Placement of the pass. That's called making plays that you look back later on and realize that's what's getting the edge for the Sabres is they're making plays. Nick. Same with Civiello in the end zone.
Civiello on the sideline right now. He was a red zone target, as we mentioned, back in the first half. Manning with a terrific catch sets up the Sabres 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Back to the air. Back to Manning, this time overthrown. Incomplete in the far corner. Well,
they're not wasting any time either.
No,
high tempo on this drive, and I think they're trying to catch BG. Don't want them putting in any second play calls or just making them have to flood the line and cover.
Keeping them on their heels, really, with this tempo.
Absolutely.
Which we did not necessarily see in the first half.
No.
All right, 2nd down and goal from the 5. Man in motion. They give. It's a sweep near side. This is Reese Colby, who is going to struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not a whole lot of run room there. Met by Rocco Garaci on the edge again for the Cardinals. 3rd down and goal coming up.
Yeah, this is important for BG. 2-score game's going to make it very, very different. Points, for some reason, Nick, seem to be a little elusive tonight. So,
yeah, the defenses have been excellent, especially inside the red zone. Souhegan looking for pay dirt for the 2nd time tonight. They give. Hauser trying to drag a man with him inside the 5. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line, about the 2-yard line.
What a great job by Kelleher. He's playing his heart out there. Actually caught him from behind and slowed him down enough to give the opportunity.
Meanwhile, Hauser limps off the field.
Yeah.
And is going to receive attention on the Souhegan sideline. Not a good sign. He had been the hot running back during this drive.
Yep.
4th and goal from the 3. Meanwhile, the official has come over to the sideline to speak with Coach Boquette. Hauser, meanwhile, is in some pain. He's on his back and apparently grabbing at his lower right leg. Meanwhile, Coach Boquette calls a timeout in advance of what could be the most important play of the game, at least so far, with 1:40 to go in this 3rd quarter. A 4th and goal coming for Souhegan from the 3-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, only a quarter left, basically. BG's got to make a stop here, Nick. If they don't, it's going to just change the complexion of the game. It's going to increase the risk significantly that the BG sideline has to call. I think that you can kind of get a feeling of how important this is at this point for BG to have a chance here. Got to stop them.
Yep. Timeout here. Both coaches going to try and deliver the message in the huddle.
Who called the timeout? Was it BG or
Souhegan?
Souhegan, okay.
Yep. That's the first charge timeout either way of this second half, again, with 1:40 to go in this 3rd quarter.
Obviously, the conditioning of the Sabres looks very solid, Nick. Must have a good weight training and conditioning program because
some big boys.
And they've obviously been in the weight room. BG's defense is showing some really good signs. They're solid. They've had their moments where things are broken down a little bit, but this is a big play for them. This will give them a lot of emotion.
Souhegan going to try and make it a 2-score game as Riley Lawhorn is on for what should be about a 20-yarder.
Kick. Yep.
Tough handle on the snap, but Lawhorn boots it through right down the middle.
Yep.
It looked like disaster for a moment as the handler mishandled the snap, but a good recovery.
Good concentration.
Yep. And then Lawhorn with plenty of leg from 20 out.
He didn't give up. He just kept his head down, and they trusted one another, and that's what that's such an important part of the game, Nick, when you get into these tight games, that having the ability to have a lot of reps that go back and forth between the kick, the place kicker, the holder, as well as the kicker. And you could see right there that the timing was working, and he had a lot. Give him credit. He get concentrated on the ball, and he got it back into position. So that's a big 3 points there for the Sabres.
10-0. It's a 2-score game now.
Yep.
With 1:36 to go in the 3rd quarter. A pretty good run that set all that up by Hauser, but he's still receiving some treatment on the sideline. In fact, he's got his helmet off, he's got his right shoe off, and it looks like he's getting his right ankle taped up.
Speaking of condition, the cheerleaders, the Sabre cheerleaders were doing push-ups.
Yeah.
So conditioning spreads out across the whole field.
Yeah, they just did a quick 10.
Yep.
When was the last time you did 10 consecutive push-ups?
Probably
more recently than me.
Well, I'm going to take the 5th on that, Nick, and just...
I don't know if I could answer that either, to be honest.
I could do 10 one at a time, 20 minutes apart. I could do that. I can tell you for sure.
A day apart. That's for me.
Oh, no.
Minute 36. Paquette looking.
It was a day, though. I could do.
Oh, I bet.
Many.
I bet. Paquette, meanwhile, up and down the sideline trying to fire up the home team. His team's got a 10-0 lead. Good kick off the foot of Lawhorn. This is a return by Fleming. And the junior is going to hop and skip his way across the 30 up to about the 33 on the far sideline to set up BG. That offense still looking for their first points tonight, trailing at 10-0 with 90 seconds to go in the quarter.
So what do you do, Nick, if you're BG? I think they've got to start throwing some inside seam pass type stuff. And they've got to do some screens and just stop the east-west running and try to open it up with a pass game and then be able to run a little bit inside the tackle.
Still plenty of time. There's really no limitations on the playbook. But, again, you got to credit the Souhegan Sabre defensive line. I mean, they have just won the battle of the trench, at least in my opinion, so far.
In my opinion, has been the difference maker in the game on a steady. If you look at something that's steadily happening, something that's systemic throughout the game is the defensive line of the Sabres.
But, I mean, they've got a 300-pound kid down there in Dexter Headley, number 77, the big nose tackle.
And then 3 very athletic defensive linemen around him.
Right.
Yeah.
But even if Healy isn't making the stop, he's taking up so much room.
He absolutely is.
It's just tough to get anything going between the tackles. Or at least it's been tough sledding tonight for BG.
And he's strong.
45 seconds. Second down and 10. Back to the air. Sanasuoso, a couple of pump fakes, trying to escape pressure, and he's tripped up from behind yet again. This time, it's William Boyle, who made a big stop on the last drive. Boyle with a shoestring tackle. Brings down Sanasuoso about 6 yards in the backfield. Third down now and a long 16 on the way for the Cardinals with 20 seconds and counting to go before the end of the third quarter.
And Healy's well within his, it's 6'3", 6'4", Nick, and he's standing up with two offensive linemen having to take him. He's collapsing the inside part of the pocket. Makes it very difficult to get vision for the BG quarterback.
We'll see if BG gets a playoff here. 2-1.
I don't think they want to.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the end of the third quarter is upon us. Souhegan able to stretch their halftime lead from 7 to 10. It's 10-0 through 3 quarters. 12 minutes remain in regulation. And Souhegan on the verge of beating a D1 team for the first time in several seasons. Remember, last week they kicked off the season in fashion by handing the defending D2 champion Hollis Brookline a resounding 20-0 victory.
Yeah, and I know they lost some good players, Nick. Any championship team's going to, right? So did Londonderry.
Yep, but they're still the champs. And
they're still the champs. Yep.
An impressive 3-score shutout victory is nothing to sneeze at.
Absolutely not.
Based on what we've seen through 3 quarters tonight.
They're for real.
They're for real. They've got a 10-0 lead here. And
12 minutes to go.
Hard to find a weak spot, really.
Nope.
I mean, they had a turnover. Got a little too greedy, perhaps, looking for the end zone on their first snap from scrimmage, threw it into the end zone and intercepted. But really, besides that, they've been pretty much mistake-free.
Yeah, well, they're giving the quarterback time, and they got Civiello with a very tall wide receiver frame, runs excellent routes, got good hands, knows how to come back to the ball. And then you've got number 44 that you can release after a block out in open space. That's an awful hard thing to defend, Nick, and they've been able to bang off really good yardage when they've gone to both of those gentlemen.
Meanwhile, an update on Hauser, one of the running backs for Souhegan. He does have his shoe back on. Remember, they taped up his right ankle.
Yep.
He's got the shoe on, and he's about, it looks like, to put on the helmet on the sideline as well. So that's a good sign for the youngster, perhaps moving forward. All right, 12 minutes to go in regulation. Start of the fourth quarter. BG football. They face a 3rd and 15 from their own 28-yard line. Trying to get something going on offense, trailing in this one 10-0. Souhegan going to drop 3 safeties way back to the first down stick, which is at the 42-yard line. Sanasuoso takes the snap, rolls to his left, has some time, took a hit on the throw, hooks up with his brother right near the first down stick on the far sideline.
Yeah, you know what they're doing? Did you see the double team on the defensive end, Nick, on the roll outside? That's a good adjustment that BG just made. So what they're doing is instead of trying to single team him, they're double teaming that end and getting Souhegan outside. That's what gave him the ability to kind of move to the side and forward and get a good vision downfield. Hit his brother on a dart. Nice catch, by the way, on a cool night.
Good hookup from Dylan to Matt.
Yep.
They say he was short, though, Steve. 4th down and 2 officially.
Oh, boy. When it rains, it pours, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looked to me like he had it.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but they're saying 2 yards, maybe a short 2.
There's a big play right here in the game.
4th down. 3 receivers, strong side right, 1 to the far side left. Souhegan going to bring 4. Back to the air, deep down the far sideline and incomplete.
No, it's a low on a 4th down, Nick. I don't know. That's a low percentage pass. If you get it, it's great, but there was so many options with a couple yards to go. Looks like there's a flag on the field.
There is, roughing the passer against Souhegan.
Oh,
wow.
Is that costly?
That's going to keep the drive alive for BG.
That's the life that BG needs, is a second life like that, and they just gave it to him.
Well, on the previous throw,
I don't like the call.
Also took a pretty good hit on that previous throw, even though he did get the pass off. I think the officials were alerted to the situation, and we're not going to tolerate it 2 plays in a row. So they throw the flag.
Yes.
And BG is still alive here. The offense facing a 1st and 10 now in Sabre territory at the 44-yard line.
Right. That's a big turnaround in the game right there, but
can't do that. Souhegan, as we mentioned, really has been mistake-free tonight.
Very disciplined. Yep.
That's a mistake, though. Santa Souhegan, 1st and 10, hooks up with Callahan, and that's a 1st down. 12-yard pickup along the far sideline, steps out just shy of the 30.
Yeah, much higher percentage pass. I mean, something like that on 4th down makes sense, but to go deep like that, boy, I'll tell you, they got a real break there with the roughing of the passer. Let's see if they can cash in. I like that call.
Trying to get back inside the red zone for the first time since the first half. Again, they'll spread the field. 4 receivers, 3 to the near side right. Santa Souhegan facing a 3-man rush. Back to throw. Deep down the seam. He's got a man, but it's incomplete. Again, overthrows his man by a hair. That was Callahan, who, had he been able to pull that in, that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, boy, he's got a gun. That ball was thrown like a dart.
Yeah.
Why not, I guess, on 2nd down? It's 4-down territory, Nick. So you got 2 more downs to try to get a 1st down. But it seems to me that they've got some opportunities 10 to 15 yards out here, Nick, in the passing tree that they can hit on.
2nd and 10.
Little out pattern.
Snap. The give. Near side.
That's not
Stretch for Pilovitz. Look out. He's going to be hunted down, and the play blown dead. That's Alex Karpowicz. Said his name a few times on the edge tonight for Souhegan. A big play there and a big loss.
Yeah, more of that east-west stuff. And the speed of the Souhegan, it's just not going to happen, Nick, tonight. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, Karpowicz has been excellent.
They chase the ball down well, don't they?
They do. Meanwhile, back on the field, a good sign for Souhegan is the linebacker who was hurt earlier carrying the football. Meanwhile, his stop again. Callahan goes nowhere. That's Mitch Hauser. He had his ankle looked at, and he's back out there in black for Souhegan.
The geometrics of the game, Nick, is north-south. It's not east-west. And, Souhegan on the outside is just lethal. It's not the place to go.
Yeah. Karpowicz and Boyle, the 2 ends.
Terrific.
Really
Terrific
controlled
play
things.
tonight.
Yep. That time it was Boyle. All right, Steve, 4th and 17. Why not roll the dice? Down 10-0. Back to the air, far side, and this one is intercepted by Manning.
It's better than a punt anyway.
Manning, I believe, with his 2nd interception. Great job. Got inside the receiver, Steve. Timed the jump well and pulled it in all the way to the ground.
This outside game, east-west outside game, is just not working. Stuff on the inside behind the linebacker core, if you look at the passes they're getting, that's where they're doing quite well. Just outside the hash marks, there's a lot of room there, been a lot of space there down the middle of the field. But so you're not going to beat Souhegan east-west outside or, bubble screens and things like that. They're just too quick.
Souhegan defense shut out through 7 quarters to begin the season. Add another 2 minutes to that streak to begin the 4th quarter. The offense takes over. And the ball came loose, Steve. It came loose in and out of the arms of Lawhorn and back over to the Bishop Guertin Cardinals.
You got to give this Cardinal defense a lot of credit tonight, Nick. They're down 10-0, but I really think they've done a great job. I don't know what you think. Had a little struggle in the beginning of the game, but they've done a terrific job tonight, keeping the high potent offense of Souhegan to 10 points well through three quarters.
Well, that's now two mistakes here by the Sabres in the fourth quarter. The big penalty on fourth down, and now the fumble, which gives BG their best field position of the night, just outside the Souhegan 10.
But that fumble there, Nick, took the wherewithal of a wrap and then a yank of the ball out. BG's doing everything it can on the defensive side of the ball to give the offense an opportunity. And, boy, they just gave him one here. BG's got to cash in here, Nick.
Tim Kelleher came up with the fumble.
He's playing hard.
He is. He had a sack to his credit earlier tonight as well. Look out. Sanasuoso takes a big hit, stays on his feet, dives forward everywhere inside the 10, and at least two flags come in on the play.
I think they have a head target there, Nick, as a personal foul is my guess.
He took a shot upstairs for sure.
Upstairs is right, yep.
The official's going to talk. And,
you know, the old Rock'em Sock'em robots, if you hit it just in the right place, remember, the thing will go up. That's exactly where he was hit, right in the bell.
Officials come to a decision, and I think we've got something here against Souhegan. We do.
Yeah, target in the head.
Yep. Another head hit. We saw that earlier in the first half as well.
And it's too bad. I mean, you know, he kind of twisted and came around. But you have to form tackle, Nick, in that situation. You've got to wrap. You know, they're going to protect the quarterback more than ever today. I mean, there was a day that was a great play. No, they'd never get a call on that 10 years ago.
Right.
But you're going to today.
Ball's now inside the 5-yard line, just outside the 4. It'll be first down and goal. 2 minutes gone, fourth quarter. BG trying to get on the scoreboard and cut this Souhegan lead down to one score.
That was a good, hard run by Sanasuoso, too. That was he took it, though, in the chin.
He's been a gamer, though. He's hung in. He's took a few hits tonight, particularly in the second half. They keep it in the quarterback's hands, and he delivers. Touchdown, BG.
Yep, and I tell you, the Souhegan would love to have that ball, that running play back again, Nick. This has let them right back in the game if they get this extra point there within a field goal.
First points given up on the season by the Souhegan defense.
Yes, that's right.
It comes from 4 yards out. Sanasuoso with a well-deserved touchdown. Yes. And he's got the Cardinals right back in the game now, trailing 10-6 with the extra point try coming up.
Yeah, you said it, Nick, and you can see why this defense, this is the first touchdown, because they're solid. But the offensive side of the ball coughed it up and gave BG a third life, so to speak, and they took advantage. And I think they got it.
Is up.
It's good.
It should be good. That's Calvin Jazokos, the senior.
Yeah.
That's the extra point try.
That's a big touchdown for BG. They needed a break, and they just got one. And now they're going to go back on defense. And that defense, let's face it, they've been very motivated. I give the most valuable player to the whole defense, and for as far as BG is concerned, as far as on the BG side. And I got to tell you, they are. You got to give them a lot of credit because they kept playing with the emotion all through the second half. And they just kept on believing. Eventually it's going to come, and it has so far. So we got ourselves a game here. Souhegan, what are you going to do? You just got to keep doing what you've been doing because they got some weapons out there. You got to get Mulhoon and Civiello in the game on the offensive side of the ball immediately.
Well, now the momentum is with the visitors as well. So
I would agree.
That's another challenge for Souhegan to kind of shake off the blues.
Got to shut it down and go to your best guys. Go to your punishers. Mulhoon is a guy that he just punishes defenses. Get him out in the flat somewhere. Get him out in behind the linebacker court. Just feed him a pass. Just give him a delayed screen. Whatever you got to do to get him the ball. Start banging it downfield.
Colby and Button back deep here for Souhegan, standing just inside their own 10-yard line as they await the kick off the foot of Jake Goldsoff.
Very important for BG. They want to pin them deep to maintain the field position advantage.
It's been a game of field position tonight.
It has. It really has.
Between these two defensive-oriented squads. 10-7 Souhegan. 10 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. High end-over-end kick. A little short, fielded inside the 20. This is Colby. to his right across the 30 and
35.
close to the 35-yard line. Yep. So a pretty good return by Reese Colby, the senior. And now Austin Jane going to try and eat some clock, pick up some yards, and possibly add some points to this 10-7 lead.
He's got a good offensive line. He's got two outstanding weapons, and even more than that, really. But these two guys, Civiello and Mulhoon, have just been absolutely fantastic tonight. I would put the ball, I would do whatever it took to get it in 44's hands. Get him open.
Here he is, the wingback on the near side.
Yep.
The tailback who just lost a fumble is Riley Lawhorn. Colby, the man in motion. Snap taken by Jane. They go back to Lawhorn, trying to find some room on the right side. And
BJ's
here comes
amped.
BG.
BG's amped up.
They are. Leading the assault there was Jacob Baker, the sophomore. No gain on the outside run. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that's it. They would have been motivated the whole second half. Whatever was said at halftime's got them. They've come out the second half, and they just keep giving the offense the ball back. Been very effective. I mean, to hold this very, very good offense to 10 points is pretty impressive by the young BG staff, BG defense.
Nearly 3 minutes gone, fourth quarter. Clock ticking, 2nd down and 10 from the 35. Rolling left, looking, throwing, on the move. It is caught by Manning for a first down.
He pulled it in.
He kept 1 foot down as well. Made the catch in front of his teammates on the sideline. Terrific haul in.
Excellent.
By Manning. Although he landed a little roughly, Steve. He's
limping pretty badly.
He's in some pain now on the Souhegan sideline. Is going to come out of the game.
I can't tell if it's the knee or
maybe his hip. I don't know. He landed pretty harshly, and
I think he landed on the sticks too. I don't know if it could have been that as well if it's his hip.
Got a first down though. His teammates appreciate it. Here's a pitch out right side. A lot of running room this time for Lawhorn, and he skates his way up across midfield, tackled in BG territory at the Cardinal 49-yard line.
Souhegan is very highly motivated. Their offensive line is, there's some major hitting going on right now in the trenches. I don't know. It looks like to me like they may be stretching something out. I don't know if he cramped up possibly. I don't know.
Manning, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're looking at his right leg right now.
Yeah, it's almost like they're stretching it.
Meanwhile, a gain of 6 for Lawhorn sets him second down and 4 at the BG 49. Clock is moving toward the 8-minute mark here, fourth quarter. Back to throw. Here's your boy, Steve. It's Maroon, who's off balance after the catch.
First down.
And he's able to stumble his way for the first down.
Exactly what I would do with BG. Every second or third play, you had to be getting it to trying to get get Civiello, get the matchup of Civiello in the Mulhoon in the game. Whoop, boy, I don't know. We did slide down, didn't we? Sorry about that.
That's okay. Trying to get our new cameraman, Tim O'Neill, enough room to operate. He's done a great job so far tonight.
Certainly has.
On loan from ETV. We welcome those visitors watching on ETV in Nashua. Be sure to follow us online as well. Go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, FNL NH Media, if you would. We would appreciate it. All right, just over 4 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter. Jane, a hard count, throws a screen, near side. It is complete. This, again, is Button.
I think he got back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it.
Not a whole lot, though. He was met there by Hayden Shattuck, who comes up from the secondary to make the stop for BG. It's only a yard gain for Souhegan. 2nd and 9 on the way. Meanwhile, Manning, Steve, back on the field for Souhegan.
I think he cramped up.
The wide receiver, he's trying to stretch that leg out. Gives the thumbs up to his teammates. He's ready to go. Lined out wide here on the near side. Jane puts a man in motion. It's Colby. They fake to Colby. Jane keeps it himself, spins in the hole at the line of scrimmage, but goes nowhere.
58.
That is Aiden Zluchik, the senior.
Yeah.
Who I believe just
you did a good job with that name, better than I would, I'll tell you.
I'm not sure if I got it right. I hope so. I think it's Zuchik.
He'll appreciate you calling out his name regardless. That was a heck of a good play. He closed that thing right up, and if you're going to wrap tight, pull him down.
He's deserved us to say his name. He's been out on the field most of the night.
He sure has.
And has been involved in a lot of gang tackles, but we single him out there as the first on the scene, and
nice
a good
job.
play for BG. Yep. All right, 3rd down and 8. Big play as we hit the midway point of this fourth quarter. Souhegan trying to keep the offense on the field to protect the 10-7 lead. Snap taken, Jane throwing deep down the left sideline. Jump ball for Civiello is incomplete.
Just a terrific job by Shattuck.
In on the coverage there, you're right, Steve. Good job.
Well, again, they moved Shattuck on Civiello, and that's an excellent move because Civiello doesn't have the same advantage as he had before. Shattuck was right there. That was just a great defensive play. Following him back and deep, sees the eyes of the offensive receiver,
yep.
And then just turns back at just the right time, breaks it up. What a great job. Big play.
All right.
I guess
punt time.
You would think they're going to punt it here.
I would.
Yeah, looks like they're going to line it up.
See a punt. Yes, it's going to be Lawhorn back at his own 46-yard line. I believe that's Callahan back deep for BG. This one is a boomer. Callahan abandons any notion of returning it. It takes a friendly Souhegan bounce at the 10 and rolls upfield to the 15.
Well executed special team play there for the Sabres.
Actually took a BG bounce.
Yep.
6:15 to go. And from their own 15, the Cardinals coming back on. Chance to tie or perhaps take their first lead tonight. Souhegan's defense, they've been so good all game long trying to come up with another key stop.
And they got BG pinned deep here. So this is it. 6:15 left. This is the kind of game you want. I don't care if there's high scoring or low scoring as long as it's a tight game.
Exactly.
The cold moon is out.
Exactly. On a chilly October night.
Yes, sir.
Week number 2. BG looking for their first win after falling on the road last week as well. 21-14 at Merrimack. 1st and 10. Sanasuoso sees the snap go through his hands, recovers at the goal line, runs to his right, and then throws an interception. It's intercepted at the 10-yard line by Souhegan.
Wow, what a turn of events.
A bad snap. It flew over the quarterback's head. Did all he could to recover it, rolled to his right, but then throws an interception along the sideline and hands the ball right back to the Sabres inside the red zone.
I don't know for sure, Nick, but it looked like he was rolling out and he was trying to just throw the ball in front of the receiver in the ground. In a situation like that, you want to sail it out of bounds because as soon as you throw it inbounds, you never know. Everybody's flowing to the play. I think he thought he could just kind of throw it short. In that case, you want to throw it over the whole line of the Souhegan sideline.
I'm not sure who it was who came up with the interception. We're going to have to wait until after the game for that. Slant pass, touchdown, Souhegan. That is Manning who got the inside step. Jane throws his second touchdown pass tonight. And just like that, it's back to a 2-score game at 16-7.
It's about making plays, Nick, and playing mistake-free football, and that was just unfortunately a bad decision by the quarterback. Did a great job of going back into his end zone, picking up the ball and coming out. He knew he had to get rid of the ball, and but instead of sailing it over and out of bounds, he had a receiver right there. He figured he'd throw it short, and what an incredible athletic play there. I'd like to find out who did that.
Extra point, good. Off the foot of Lawhorn.
It's a big change of events. It's a big swing.
And the emotion clearly back on the home sidelines. The momentum with the Sabres. Coach Boquette congratulating his quarterback upon the second touchdown throw of the night.
That's a well-thrown ball.
And then the old ball coach, now the offensive coordinator, Mike Bellevue, high above the stands, pumping his fist after he called the right play there on a slant for the touchdown.
Yeah, he loves offensive play calling. And
he loves the game.
He loves the game, and he's been doing it for a long, long time. And he's made some very good decisions tonight, Nick, throughout the game, and it's really been a big difference maker. And his players have stepped up to make big plays as well. But I'll tell you one thing over on the BG side, that defense has done an amazing job tonight, and you got to give them a lot of credit. It's really been the offense has just been not been able to just. I mean, the one touchdown they have, the defense basically got it, on the 4, 5, 6 yard line or whatever it was. It's the offensive work that BG's got to really work on. But that defense, you got to give them a lot of credit over there. They played motivated football tonight.
Well, now you got to finish the game.
Yeah, I do. Right. But the Souhegan's been balanced on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
Offense and defense has played extremely well tonight.
But in terms of handling business, you're still 6 minutes and change remaining.
You gotta get one score. You got to get another score.
Yep.
No argument.
Ask the Buffalo Bills about that. Remember, they blew a 28-3 lead and nearly lost the game.
They're a good football team.
Yep. Yeah, same thing happened, of course, to the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the AFC East is not, or Northeast, whatever. The Patriots division is not a bad division anymore. They got some solid teams.
Miami's better than you think too.
Yes, they are.
All right, here's the kick. High, far side, handled at about the 20. Back to the middle because of the return man, Callahan, looking for a block. He's got some speed. Tiptoes up the sideline across the 30, out of bounds around the 35-yard line. A lengthy but productive return there by Callahan.
Is an athlete, I'll tell you.
A lot of speed.
A lot of speed right there, and he kind of fakes you with his hips. So he fakes you, turning inside. He gets you to slow down, then he beats you outside. Yeah, good football player.
He's had the ball in his hands a lot tonight, whether it be on offense or special teams, as we saw there. Inside of 6 minutes, clock becoming a major factor and a second enemy tonight for BG as they trail at 17-7.
Yep.
From their own 35-yard line.
They got to move the ball here.
Steve, we've got a new quarterback.
Yes, we do.
We saw him briefly at the end of the first half. That's Josh Larson, the senior. He got time last year before an injury shortened his season. But he's back in here to drop the snap. Same thing happened to Santa Suoso on the previous play, and Souhegan has it again.
Two snaps, Nick, that were very difficult. I mean, right here, that's a hard place to get a snap. Happened with Sassuoso before, and obviously this is just 2 times in a row.
Wow.
And it's just kind of a breakdown here at this point.
Trying to remember the last time I've seen something like that.
Two in a row.
In a row.
Yeah.
Not only that, but the defense recovers inside the 15, maybe 10-yard line.
Twice.
Right.
Yeah, twice in a row, yeah.
And in the fourth quarter of a game, I mean, that's...
And this is not like, this is not a romp. This is been a pretty tight game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all of a sudden...
They got it at the 13-yard line yet again. First down and 10. They go on the ground. This is another run up the middle for Riley Lawhorn, and they're going to blow it dead. Not a whole lot there. Met in the hole by the Guertin linebacker, Jacob Baker. Sophomore is starting to rack up some tackles tonight.
Yep.
Well, Souhegan got what they wanted, and that was to get the clock moving again, heading towards the 5-minute mark now. Trying to stretch out this 10-point lead here.
And they're going to sit on the clock here without a doubt. They're going to keep on running down, as they should.
Yep. We've seen the tempo change tonight, depending on the situation for Souhegan. Methodical in that first half, sped it up a little bit in that third quarter, and now with the time to their advantage, they're going to slow it down again. Back to Lawhorn, right side, and gang tackled by about 4 different BG players.
Looks to me like Souhegan's going to go high percentage here. They're looking to play the clock, and they know it's to their advantage if they can get this thing down to 3.5 with a 2-score lead.
Aiden Zuchik, the first there again.
I'm a little surprised. That they haven't passed the ball here or tried to get a...
Well, you want the clock, though.
I understand.
So you snap it twice, you only get a yard, but you've already killed over a minute.
And they'll be inside of, 3.5 minutes by the time.
Right.
Yeah, strategically probably the best thing to do.
Yep. Certainly within their range from a kicker perspective as well. Stretch play, Reese Colby.
Inbounds, I think, too.
A little bit of room there on that stretch
the clock,
run.
Or is he running it? No, they're running it, so he went down inbounds.
Yep. Big play there for Colby. Heads-up play by the senior to stay inbounds and keep that clock moving.
So we'll be well within 4 minutes unless BG calls a timeout.
Yeah, we just crossed inside of 4 minutes. It'll be 4th down and 12 from the 15-yard line. This will be about a 32-yarder should they try to kick. Lawhorn, who has shown
to me like they're going to go for it, Nick. They're not going to kick.
Wow. Okay. I guess it would stay as a 2-score game if you did hit the field goal. This one lofted into the end zone and heads up
it's a
pass
penalty.
interference.
Pass interference.
Civiello, the intended target, he was yanked down well before that ball came in.
And the defender of BG did exactly what he had to do because that was just a guaranteed touchdown. He had it lofty, knew he was beat, and he just tackled him ahead of time. I don't know who that was back there.
I believe it was the sophomore Connor Giebord.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you're going to do. I mean, clearly Civiello was going to catch for a touchdown, and
well, you don't want to give up the freebie, obviously.
No.
But tough penalty to take on 4th down, though.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Way.
Yeah. That's going to bring it down to what now? The 4 or 5.
Yeah, it should be half the distance from the
goal,
15.
so you're on the 7.
Yep, inside the
6 and a
8-yard
half,
line.
7, yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
Well, more importantly, Souhegan is able to, if they can protect the football, run
burn
some
the
more clock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right now, just 3:35 to go and still a 10-point Sabre lead at 17-7.
But there's no doubt that ball was well thrown. That was going to go right in the breadbasket. He was just waiting to cradle it. And the BG cornerback knew it and just tackled him. You could see that. Flags that flew everywhere. Mm-hmm. But it just slows things down a little bit. But
meanwhile, something...
I don't know what's going on.
I think
the clock?
I think something's wrong with the down and distance on the scoreboard.
Okay.
It still says 4th down. Or
timeout.
It was a timeout by Coach Boquette. He wants to talk it over.
I like the timeout by Boquette. You don't want to make any mistakes here. You want to, remind these guys, hold on to the football, wrap it with 2 hands if it's going to be some running plays, and just make sure that everything, cadence is right, plays called in, maybe give them 2 plays.
Well, a reminder, Monday, a full recap, not only of this game, but of all the games in Week 2 across the state. FNL Rewind. It's Monday night. It's live at 5 a.m. You can check out the archives online at our YouTube channel, FNL NH Media. Hit the subscribe button while you're there as well. We appreciate that. But again, Monday at 5 on FNL Rewind, presented by Beals Insurance. Coach Boquette, Coach Tertiani, Coach Lozon, Coach Abraham, and our favorite guest, Tom King of the National Telegraph, joining us as well. So we had planned all-star lineup.
We had planned on going out to the Tom Pound by the pool, but obviously with the pandemic and everything and social distancing, I'm sure Tom has kept the pool all boarded off for his own private use.
Yep. Well, he's definitely not going to let us in.
No, and you can't blame him for that.
We know that, right?
Yeah. So
maybe sometime when things return to normal, we'll have a poolside edition of FNL Rewind.
Nice crowd here tonight from both teams supporting the.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect. About a half hour before the game, it was empty, but closer to game time, we got it filled up. All right, Jane, back to the air and knocked away, incomplete in the end zone.
I think he threw another flag, if I'm not mistaken.
Did he? Looking for Manning.
No, he didn't go. No,
that was Shattuck on the coverage. He's made a couple of good knockaway plays tonight, particularly in the second half. Shattuck denies it there.
He did throw a flag. Yeah, I thought he did. He went foot. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
They're going to talk about it. By the way, Steve, it said 4th down. It still says 4th down on the scoreboard.
I don't understand what's going on there.
The interference call should have given Souhegan a fresh set of downs.
Automatic first.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not an automatic anymore, according to
Tim O'Neill. You can come right down here and take my color spot if you want, buddy. At least you know what the heck's going on.
So that must be a new rule.
That's got to be a new rule.
This season.
Yeah.
That we were not aware of.
Yeah, don't quite understand why that wouldn't be an automatic first down.
I don't get it.
What's the reason for that?
I don't know why you would reward the defense.
No, I mean
in that scenario.
No. Yeah, absolutely.
However, they are going to reward the offense here. It's a penalty against BG, and now it is first and goal from the 3-yard line with 3:30 to go.
I can't figure it out.
I don't either.
Whatever. I'll go by whatever they say. And
in the end, it doesn't matter because here comes Souhegan looking for more. They won't get it on this play.
That's just a double wrap and the clock killer. That's another 40 seconds off the clock.
Longhorn nowhere to go. Bellavance, the first man there on defense.
BG's called T.O.
Timeout with 3:23 to go.
I think that's their last one, right? No? Or is it this? They one left.
They have one left.
One left, okay. Wow.
So a timeout will stop things with 3:23 to go. It'll be second and goal from just inside the 5-yard line.
And from BG and Souhegan, whoever made you guys rosters, both sides of the field, they're very clear and concise, very easy to read tonight when we're sitting here in the moonlight.
Yeah.
And
we appreciate
calling
that.
our names. We appreciate that as always. And Kelly, thank you so much for being so welcoming to us here at in Amherst. Really appreciate that.
And Souhegan AD rolling out the red carpet. We appreciate all the work that her staff put in to get this thing off the ground. It's been a good atmosphere tonight.
Sure has.
A little chilly here since the sun has gone down, but it is now officially October in New England, so can't complain too loudly.
Yeah. Hey, if you we have to confirm if the pool's closed. I'm considering it must be. The Tom Pound pool must be closed at this point, right?
I'm not going in, even if it is open.
No.
I'm good.
Well, I had promised this year to do cannonballs and empty the water, but
we'll have to ask Tom.
Well, that'll have to be a 2021 event.
Yeah, it would be an event for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Jane.
Talk about adding a little color.
Second down and goal from the 8. It was actually a big loss, a 5-yard loss on the previous run by Lawhorn.
Yep, here's another one.
Now another timeout, this time by Souhegan. So a timeout from BG a moment ago is immediately followed up by a timeout from the Sabres. Still 3:23 to go in this fourth quarter clock. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance Agencies. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage. It's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com.
And for those who enjoyed the broadcast today and tonight, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Our subscriber base grows by the day.
Boy, it's been amazing the last 2 days.
We appreciate it. So
we sure do.
FNL NH Media is the channel. And again, we welcome all those visitors watching in Nashua on ETV as well. Souhegan has led most of the night. They're out in front here 17-7. In fact, they've led the entire night. Stretch play. Colby not going to get there. Met along the sideline by,
I think he may have gone out of bounds, which
Fleming,
really,
the junior.
Which doesn't really help him much. I don't understand that.
Yep, got to stay in bounds. He did not.
No.
That'll stop the clock with 3:16 to go.
Yeah, this last 6 minutes has taken longer than the whole third quarter did.
Right. Break there for BG.
Yeah.
They're able to save a timeout and stop the clock. Third and goal. It's been nothing up the middle, no run room at all. Nothing along the sideline that time either. So Souhegan's going to go back to the air, and this one is broken up and incomplete. Nearly intercepted.
Yeah, it was.
As it looked like Guibord got his hands on it and almost took it away in the end zone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fourth and goal, and now do you add a field goal here, Steve, or do you go for it? Again, still a 10-point game. An extra 3 would keep it at 2 scores, whereas a touchdown gives you a 3-score lead with 3:11 to go. It looks like, though.
I think I'd they're going to go for the field goal.
Yeah, Coach wants.
I think that's probably the right move.
Relatively easy points here. There should be about a 20-yarder. We saw Lawhorn handle that despite a bad snap earlier, but it won't get this one off. Boy, the walls came crashing down. He was lucky to even get that off.
I think they're saying that that Souhegan kind of directed them and it wasn't. But usually,
Coach Boquette's hot, not happy on the sideline.
Yeah, he's not happy on the sidelines.
He's upset with his special teams unit.
Yeah.
In fact, he's about 5 or 6 yards onto the field right now.
Well, he knows when you get into these situations, special teams, we always talk about it, Nick, that third phase of the game is so critical to execute, because when you start getting down and when it's playoff time and you're playing the best against the best, that can be the difference maker. And it can so quickly change the
Well, it's another break for BG either way.
It really is. So now they get no points. Yep. They get no time off the clock.
Yep. Stays a 10-point game, and it's right back over to BG with 3.5 to go. 3:06, to go.
Not the best 2 minutes
by any standard. Meanwhile, on 1st and 10, a deep ball is broken up at midfield, incomplete. It was a jump between the receiver, Callahan, and the defender, Manning. Both players very active tonight. Callahan, though, could not reel it in. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from their own 4-yard line. 3 minutes even now remaining on the clock.
That moon looks cool, Nick, out there.
October's
a wonderful
full,
time here, isn't it? Yes,
it's got to be
barely. I think it's a day or 2 away.
Yeah, I'd say. Full moon in October. Plenty of Halloween/horror movies on cable tonight, I'm sure. On the throw, Larson got drilled. No flag. Incomplete on an attempt for Callahan on the outside. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Looked marginally late. He had completely released the ball.
Well, Souhegan's punishing the quarterbacks tonight, whether it's been Sanasuoso or Larson.
Yeah, they are.
Both of those guys are going to sleep well tonight. They've taken a few licks. 3rd and 10.
This is a long 5 minutes.
You think?
Wow.
Saw back-to-back timeouts. We saw back-to-back penalties in the end zone.
Yep, running out of bounds instead of running off the clock.
And now back-to-back incompletions for BG here on this drive. 3rd and 10, trying to get something going. Souhegan hoping for a stop. Coach Boquette waving his arms on the Souhegan sideline. Larson directing traffic pre-snap for BG. Takes the snap chest high. Looks, throws down the seam. He's got Sanasuoso. A twirling catch in traffic.
Wow.
Is made at midfield by the sophomore.
Good concentration there, Nick, on the ball. He had threw into double coverage, and he just wanted it. That's a heck of a move right there.
Both Lawhorn and Civiello were in on the coverage, but Sanasuoso timed the jump well.
He sure did.
Pulled in that overhead catch for a big first down.
Sure did.
Clock running now after the chains have been set. Coming up on 2.5 to go. Rolling, throwing. Larson intercepted. It's picked off by Lawhorn along the sideline. 3rd Cardinal turnover tonight. 2nd interception of this 4th quarter.
I'll be honest with you. I thought he was a player on the sidelines, Nick. I'm wondering if Larson thought the same thing because he was right on the edge of the sideline. Perfect position. He fired the ball. I was waiting for the receiver to catch it, and all of a sudden it stopped short.
Kind of a nonchalant celebration as well.
Kind of stealthy, really.
Just walked
defensive play.
Kind of blended in with his teammates on the sideline.
Yes.
Well, hard to believe, but another BG giveaway. Hands it back to Souhegan. 2:30 to go.
I think you'll just see them run it right now, right up in between the tackles, Nick.
Yeah, BG, not a whole lot they can do with, I believe, just one timeout remaining.
I don't think. Do they have it? Yeah, wow.
Jane out of the gun. Handoff is to Colby, and he'll dance his way upfield back to the line of scrimmage and not much more, maybe a yard. 2nd down and 9 coming, but more importantly, that clock.
Yeah, I'm not sure BG has a timeout. I'm not sure about that. Maybe.
I thought they had one left, but
okay.
Yeah, Ben agrees.
We'll go. Maybe he's going to wait and
Ben agrees with me.
Yeah. Well,
so he's got one left, but yeah, you question is when do you use it? Maybe after this one here on 2nd down and 9, I would say on 3rd down if you can hold them. All right. Jane, man in motion is Colby. Snap is taken. The give is up the middle to Lawhorn. He breaks 1 tackle, but not 2.
Yep.
Brought back down to earth by Zuchik. And, well, Coach Trish not going to stop the clock here.
No, doesn't look like it.
3rd down and 8 coming. We're down to 90 seconds.
I love to know how many timeouts on the we go to Bedford and Pinkerton, you can see the timeouts on the thing, and I really count on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a big part of the strategy of coaches that know how to use timeouts at the right time.
Yeah, big part of the game for
sure. It
sure
is.
At any level.
Get down to the wire.
3rd and 8, minute 10 to go and counting. Snap taken. They go back to the tailback and up the middle.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot. This was. Who is that? That is.
Yeah, now it looks like
that was the guy who got hurt earlier. That's Hauser.
Yeah, so now they just call you.
There's the timeout for BG.
You and Ben are right again.
Yep.
I hate that.
Well, it was more of a shot in the dark.
Yep. Who's your
minute 3 to go? By the way,
who's your star of the game tonight?
Ooh. Well, Maroon jumped out early in that first half. He really set the tone, I think, defensively. You could give it to either guy on the edge for the Sabres. I think Boyle and Karpowicz definitely need to be shouted out.
I would agree.
The quarterback, he played well. Jane, a couple of touchdowns in the red zone. Yep, Manning made a couple of big plays. I mean, it's tough.
I think I'm going to give it to 44 Mulhoon, and I'll tell you why. Because I think at a critical part of the game, his men amongst boys play on the field as far as really when some of those plays downfield where he caught the ball and in some open space and just was punishing. I just think that was a critical part of the game. But boy, you could name quite a few guys.
By the way, it's a harvest moon tonight, Steve. Last night officially it was full, so it's on the other side of the full coin.
Ooh, what a kick.
Good kick. Lawhorn, fair catch made beyond the 30 at about the 31-yard line.
So why is it a
58
harvest?
Seconds.
Why is it a harvest moon? Is it the time of year,
yes.
or is it the? Yeah, okay.
Yep, time of year. That's when the crops are back in the day.
I can tell you, I'm going to go harvest a little in my refrigerator when I get home. Cook up something warm. I got some lasagna that's still left there.
That sounds fantastic.
Maybe we'll see.
It's one of my favorites, lasagna.
Oh, yeah, it's always good.
For sure.
Hard to mess that up.
Nope.
Both of these teams, Nick, are on the rise. They're improving programs. I think clearly that Souhegan's a little ahead of it on as far as balance.
And a legit contender in Division II. I don't think there's any question about that.
No question about that at all.
All right, they roll it out. Callahan's going to throw out of the backfield, and Civiello has himself another interception.
He covers a lot of ground left, right, as well as high, Nicky. A rangy football player, and has a knack for being in the right place at the right time on both sides of the ball.
That's what I was about to say. He's put himself in position tonight repeatedly.
Yeah.
Makes a big play there. That's BG's third turnover of this fourth quarter.
Yeah. But, I mean, they had to do it. He's getting chased on the outside. You got to take a shot downfield. Hopefully get fortunate. But
and now, of course, the Cardinals are out of timeouts with 50 seconds to go, so this should just about do it.
Cardinals got to be very happy with their defense, though, going in. And it's got to work on the offense.
Pieces. They do.
And they actually have some good offensive weaponry. I think it's just getting it all
together,
in sync and together. Yeah.
That O-line, I think, needs to give you a little more push, maybe.
Could not agree. You know, and if you can't get the push, because what you'd start to do is get some blocking schemes that are some down blocking and kick out. You know, and get some more angle blocking, and looks like that's going to be it for the game.
That is it. Souhegan impressive on their home field tonight.
Yes.
They beat Division I Bishop Guertin by a final score of 17-7 to improve to 2-0. A state semifinalist last year in Division II. Certainly the talk of the division 2 weeks into this new 2020 season.
No doubt. It's going to be interesting to see how all of this plays out, who's going to be a contender against them. But certainly they've looked very, very strong against a better BG team than a lot of people probably thought going in. I think that defensively they're going to be strong, and they're going to have some good games. It's just about Coach Trish getting that offense up to. But look, they played a very solid defense tonight. It's only going to probably get better from here.
Well, remember, it was a 3-point game with
it was
3 minutes left.
Yeah,
so
it was.
The bottom just fell out for the Cardinals, unfortunately, on the road tonight in the final minutes. Souhegan able to take advantage of some turnovers.
Well, it looked to me like some of the players that specifically on offense, it looks to me like that Souhegan has it more set of who's going where. People in the right positions is what I'm getting at. It looks to me like there's a couple of athletes that might be able to move around, but actually Larson looks like he's got it looks like he could be a good quarterback, and the receiving core, I don't know, just looks to me like that Souhegan is a little more mature on offense than BG is at this point, and that was the major difference maker that I saw.
And again, with the abbreviated preseason, it's
so hard.
It's tough on the coaches, the players, everybody to try and figure things out quickly.
Right.
Just 2 weeks into the season.
But when you got a good defense like BG's got back up on Division I, they're going to win some games.
17-7 the final. We will be back to talk about things on Monday, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. You want to watch it live anytime after that, check out the archive on FNL NH Media on YouTube. So 5 o'clock FNL Rewind presented by Beals Insurance. We'll speak with both head coaches from this game
Looking
tonight.
forward to that. Yep.
And Coach Lozon and Coach Abraham will join us along with Tom King as well. So a loaded lineup coming your way Friday, all brought to you by Beals Insurance. Speaking of Beals Insurance, whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com. Steve, your final thoughts before we say goodbye.
I want to see Souhegan again. If they have a good matchup, I'd love to go see it on a Saturday again.
Yeah.
Division II's packing up to be some good, some good action. As far as BG is concerned, I think this is a team on the rise. I think Coach Trisciangi's got these guys motivated to come out and play football, and it's only going to go up from here. So both of these programs, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. Both of these programs got a good-looking future ahead of them as far as I'm concerned. And I will leave you with the fact that to see John Trisciani Sr. and Mike Bellevue up in the top level there is always a fun thing to be around. Mike Bellevue did a great job tonight, I think, calling the offensive plays, and that was certainly part of the difference as well, Nick. And as always, love working with you. This was a great Saturday for Friday Night Lights. It was
a successful doubleheader on our end today.
Without a doubt.
We want to thank Kelly and her staff here at Souhegan for making things easy for us to come on in. Of course, Kristen Beals suffering through the elements tonight. We appreciate that, doing double duty behind the camera tonight. And, of course, Tim O'Neill on loan from Nashua ETV. We appreciate him.
We sure do.
Got a text from my mother saying, oh, wow, the new camera guy is really good.
Wow.
So that's always good to hear for sure.
Got to keep Mom happy.
Although I'm not sure if he was talking about Tim or Kristen, but either way.
That was all good.
Good camera work tonight.
It's all good.
And, of course, Ben Beals, no nonsense, behind the curtain, doing the job and doing the job excellently.
Thank you, Ben.
As usual. For Steve, I'm Nick. We say goodbye. Final score, final time, Souhegan 17, Bishop Guertin 7. This has been a presentation of the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, brought to you by Beals Insurance.